Chad, good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Keegan will be back in a minute. Guys, it is Friday. How's everyone feeling? Hope everyone is feeling good. End of the week. I really need you guys to lock it in here. Hold down the fort. Now is not the time to lose focus, lose energy. We're going to finish off the week on a strong note. We've got SAHIL coming in at 9. We will still be looking for our trades. Been a rangy week. We're going to go through it right now. Just waiting for Keegan to come online. But let me know how you guys are feeling. How's the week? I have to be honest, personally for me it has not been an easy week. I think I am down 0.1%, so if you are profitable this week, give yourself a pat on the back. It has not been the easiest trading week. It's been easy establishing bias, but other than that it has not been smooth sailing for me, and that is fine, guys. Nothing changes in terms of the plan. Nothing changes in terms of what we are doing, so do not feel stressed out. Do not try and jump to a new strategy. That is not what you want to be doing now. But it's Friday. I do feel today is gonna be a good day. We were ranging for most of the week, and potentially either we're going to range again today, or what's going to happen is we're actually going to get those breakouts we've been waiting for. Been a tough week. Markets didn't work like a Trocky. I'm with you on that. Sabona, Mfowethu, Sabona, my brother Tsepo, Minty, BE, that's brilliant. Just watching GJ News giving me some space to buy today. Alright, see, retail figures came out a little bit lower than forecast, so red across the board for pound, and nothing much. In 4 minutes time we've got BOJ Governor Ueda speaking. Alright, so need to be careful when trading JPY pairs. Just waiting for Keegan to come on board. So that's one we need to just monitor, and after that, what do we have? Fed Arca later on. Mo, just let me know the audio, brother. I don't know, obviously changed a few things here in the studio. Mo, just let me know how the audio is, guys. Audio good? I don't know if I'm mute. Am I still muted? What is Mo saying? Sounds good, looks good, sweet. Alright guys, I'm gonna kick it off with the analysis. Keegan, alright, Keegan is here. Keegan is on deck. Let me just bring him over here. Oh my god, he's gone. And he's back. Keegs is back. Keegan, just joined the Zoom there, my brother in Christ. Just waiting for him. We're gonna kick off the analysis now, guys. 3 minutes into the stream. We'll kick it off now. I just want to get Keegan on deck, and yeah, I've accepted. You are in. Keeks, just give me some audio there. See what we are working with.
Testing. 1 2 1 2. Let me know.
I can hear you. How's Keegan?
Beautiful.
Guys? Can you guys hear him? I hope you can.
Is the echo still again today?
No echo.
You see, like, nothing's changed today.
No, it's the enemy. We rebuke the enemy. We rebuke the devourer trying to mess up the streams. All right, guys. So we've had some bad news for the pound. Retail sales coming in lower than expected. So economy slowing in Britain, and then we've had some PPI also coming in lower for Germany. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also showing some slowing in the economy there. And without further ado, I'm going to kick off the analysis, and we're going to start off with DXY. So yesterday we were bullish due to the fact that we had that bullish closure. I said we can come to the upside of this range, which we did, and we rejected, came back down again, but still in this range, guys, still bumping heads right here, still trying to hold support down here. So either way, this is still in a range. I'm neutral on the day. I'm gonna have to see what the lower time frames are telling me, but I am neutral on the day. And going to my 5-minute time frame, let's quickly look at what we've got going on the 5. So Asia lows down here, Asia highs are up here, trading above the Asia highs. So trading above the weekly pivot. We've been trading around this weekly pivot for most of the week. If you look left with me, you'll see we've been ranging around the weekly pivot. So again today, now we're trading above the weekly pivot, and what I want to see for bullish continuation today is if we can hold on to this weekly pivot. I definitely think we can get some type of bullish continuation also above the daily pivot. But if we're going to start breaking down here and we are going to start rejecting here, then most definitely going to look for downside. So currently looking bullish. We'll need to see what we do at London Open, and if we can hold the weekly pivot, that's going to be sweet. We're going to look for buys. So currently looking relatively bullish. Daily time frame on US30. Yesterday we were bearish. Go back to yesterday's stream. At the start we went through it, and I was bearish on the day. I told you guys yesterday in stream, sell the pullbacks. I said don't look for buys. It's relatively easy all the way down to here. And again, today is going to be straightforward. We are targeting these lows right here, the yearly pivot. As you can see on the daily, we've broken below all type of support. That support right there, and if you pull it left, you'll see we've now cleared that. You could get a very deep pullback to the upside here again, almost 0.6% up on the day, to then come all the way down, test this weekly S1. So I'm bearish on the day. Only thing is, looking overnight, when before the stream started, I just wanted to monitor what the Asian session did, and Nikkei closing down 0.5%, not too hectic. Hang Seng closing down 0.74%. So again, just following what the Asian session did, bearish order flow through from the Asian session. Again, as yesterday we said, we're expecting bearish order flow to come through the European equities, and that is exactly what we got. So Asia range for US30, I'm just quickly going to mark out our Asia range, currently trading below Asia lows. And where's our daily pivot? All the way up here. So as mentioned, do not even be concerned if this thing starts to push up all the way there before they dump it later today. But it is looking bearish. Selling the weekly low as mentioned yesterday again. Yesterday price I think was trading down here, and I told you guys, why would I sell the weekly low without a volume catalyst? You cannot sell a weekly low or session low if there's not going to be a volume catalyst, and there was no news on deck during that period. So I said very unlikely we'll continue down unless there's some type of news headline maybe, but other than that, fundamentally there was nothing coming out. So Asia lows, honestly I would need to see a deeper pullback. I'm not going to try and sell these lows. What is the accumulation distribution doing? Still showing bearish momentum to the downside, so nothing's changed there for me. Nasdaq, let's quickly look at Nasdaq on the daily time frame. Yesterday was very easy for me. I told you guys Nasdaq very clear easy move to the downside. Why did I say that? Because we broke structure on the daily time frame. I told you guys any types of pullback, sell it. There you had it. Only thing now is we are now trading back into this range right here. So we've got a range that we are working with here. So we could get a pullback today all the way up to 14,825, or even maybe a little bit deeper to this previous resistance area, and then we can target, I think this was last week's low, about 1% down. So bearish on the day for me, 5-minute time frame. Let's quickly look at where we are on our ranges. I'm gonna zoom in now for you guys. All right, so currently trading below Asia lows. Again, this is the weekly low. If you want to sell it there, by all means, good luck, go for it. I'll wait for a deeper pullback. Trading below the weekly support 1. So I'm just going to wait for any types of pullbacks, even maybe back to the daily pivot. And accumulation distribution still firmly bearish. So we'll monitor that at the open. USD JPY, let's quickly have a look at that. I was bullish yesterday, again failed to break out. This thing has been going from one range to another range to another range, and today what am I looking at? We've got a potential resistance zone there. This actually closed bearish technically for me back inside of this range. See the body of that candle that closed back inside of this range. So can we potentially see this coming back down to 149.50, and or are we going to push up? I don't know. It is creating bullish market structure. I'm actually going to go neutral. I was looking at this morning when I woke up, having my morning coffee, quickly running through my daily charts, and it wasn't clean for me at all. But I am neutral on the day. Can we do some type of move today late on the Friday? Maybe BOJ Governor Wado is gonna provide some volatility this morning. And yesterday I was targeting 150, never got there. So what I'll tell you guys now already is we are still bullish. I'm not going to touch this up until we get above 150. I'll set some alerts there, but if we cannot get to 150 and trade above it, I'm not interested. This thing has been an absolute pain to trade because it makes moves, but look at this. How do you trade that? Anyway, 150, we've got our alerts set. Asia highs we need to hold, otherwise if we're going to come back inside the Asia range, I'm not going to sell it necessarily, but I am bullish technically. Daily time frame, pound yen, similar thing as with all of the other yen pairs. It has been ugly. Yesterday again, we were bearish on the day. We had a bearish move, came all the way back up. We closed back above these previous support areas, but it is still bearish. You cannot be bullish with a bearish daily candle closure. We still have this wick to fill. I'm still bearish on the day. However, I'm not ignorant of what's happening here, and we've got that potential support area on top there. And please guys, send us some playlist ideas. We need some better playlists. All right, Asia session right here, trading below the daily pivot. Only thing is the accumulation distribution is still relatively flatlined. It is not showing me bullish or bearish. It is trading below the 200, but I'm gonna say Asia lows. We're gonna monitor Asia lows, see what happened here. If we can see some type of rejection here at the Asia lows, I'll be considering shorts. I'm gonna set some alerts for us. 181.65 Asia lows. Let's see what we can do there this morning. Gold, quickly gonna run through gold. Geeks, I'm going to get you on here as well. Keegan, yesterday I told you guys I'm not looking to sell gold.
I hope you guys listen to that. Just a heads up, I'll show you where I entered, but for those that know, I took a little quick L because I backed my bias, and as I've always said to you guys, if you take an L, it doesn't mean your bias was wrong. I re-entered and I caught that massive move back up in the evening. So still closed out in profits for the day, but as well guys, we told you from the start, if you were looking for sells, you were going to get hurt yesterday.
So we were bullish yesterday. Keegan mentioned it on his stream as well, that he's gonna not even try sells in the morning. We said don't even try sells. Why did we say that? If you look on the daily time frame, we closed above this previous area. I mentioned to you guys, every time we closed above this area, looking left, price pushed up. Go watch yesterday's morning stream. I said every time we closed above this area, what did price do? Price moved away from that area every single time. So that is why we were bullish on the day. All right, so now you've had literally almost, what is it, 2, 4, 6, 7 straight days of bullish momentum. Only 3 minor bearish daily candle closures. It is Friday, we've been trending, so again, be very careful when you try and continue with it. If you miss the buys for most of the week, be very careful on a Friday now, because you could get something like this, just one daily pullback for price just to reset a bit, something similar to what happened here as well. It's not a shift in direction. All I'm saying is just be very careful when it comes to trying now. You're late. If you miss the buyers the entire week, you are late to the party. So just be very careful. 5-minute time frame. Let's quickly look at where we are. We are trading at the weekly highs. I just want to pull my Asian high, Asia low. We're still currently trading within the Asian session, so haven't taken highs, haven't taken lows, so that is pretty interesting for me. Keegs, what do you have on deck there by you? I'm just going to throw over to Keegs on gold.
No problem.
Just pull your price tab a little bit to the left. I would say like 20 mils.
How's that?
Yeah, perfect.
What's
right,
up?
Guys, over to Keegs. SAHIL, just give us, we're just going through the analysis. We'll bring you on
Can you hear me?
very shortly.
Oh yeah, we can hear you, brother. We're just going through analysis quickly and then we'll start.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, so basically going over to gold, as you can say, we started the whole week with this. For those that don't know, we've started dropping and slowly explain this day count to you guys. And again, what did I tell you yesterday was just going to be a continuation of those moves. It was our trigger day, and that was simply it. There wasn't at any point when we started off Asia lows, we never even came back to Asia lows. It just went bullish the whole day, and obviously we caught our buys over here in the evening. So guys, for those that don't know, obviously we had big doggy Jay Powell talking last night, and he was very influential in what happened here. A lot of the times, if you guys don't know, if you don't keep up with it, he said some very crucial things, which a lot of people didn't like for the dollar. So I mean, even the fact he was escorted off of stage. So yeah, yesterday was actually quite an interesting one, but that really had a big part to play in what happened over here. So moving on to today now, as Chris said, for myself, I am actually bullish. I am still bullish, and yesterday was that confirmation on gold making its return. I can tell you guys now, for me, gold is going back into the 2000s, but for that to happen, it has to have that retracement. This was the big part now. Firstly, we closed above our 1942, which was the key. Now we've gone up, we've closed above our weekly resistance, and we're closing in this area. So as long as we can now start trading, that's where I think Chris mentioned it to you guys, you can have that pullback today. So don't necessarily just look for those buys now, because you could have missed them. If we start closing below this, I do see us having a retracement, but that is purely just for the long term of things. So if we start having a retracement, we can get something like that, hold support in these highs, and then continue higher again. So that is what I will be looking for. I am bullish, as I mentioned to you, but that's purely going to be how things are happening today. So I'll be looking on the 4-hour and the daily. But for me, I always say to you guys, and Chris I think mentions it as well, if you miss the move, you've missed it. It's unfortunately, it's one of those things. It will come again, you will catch another one. So gold probably will be off my charts actually for the day. Maybe we'll get something in New York session with a bit of volume, but for London session, gold is most likely going to be off my charts purely because I know all the volume has already been pumped into it.
Short kicks, yeah. So for gold, 5-minute time frame, let's quickly look at it. Still within the Asia range. Our daily pivot all the way down here, 1965. If we make a session high, let's say we create some type of triple top here, price pushing up, triple top, Asia highs, and we start pushing down to 1965, we'll maybe get a rally to take out these traders that were early sellers in here, and we could potentially end on the high of the week. So I'll personally, if I was trading gold 1965, I'll set alerts there, see what price does there, and then you can retarget session highs. So if we get something like some type of liquidity being built up here where it looks like a triple top, guys are gonna fall over their feet to short it, and then later this afternoon NYSE, they are going for those traders there, and most probably what will happen is you could get a capitulation move. We could even see 2000 today depending on how the retail market is positioned, but if guys are going to start shorting now, I can almost promise you could get some type of capitulation move, and then we could trade back into the range late in the session. So yeah, just be careful, it could get violent out there today on gold. GBP USD jumping down to a daily time frame. Let's quickly look at GBP USD on the daily time frame. Coming back to that yearly pivot, I told you guys yesterday I was bearish. I said it's a relatively easy setup, even though we had this massive doji candle, this little ab roller candle right here, just rolling the abs of the retail market. But I'm still targeting 12068, and bearish on the day. We closed bullish yesterday, however we closed bullish below this most recent support area. And 5-minute time frame, what are we looking at? Asia lows trading firmly below it, accumulation distribution still showing me bearish momentum to the downside. So sells for me today. Alright, so we've already tested the round number, we've already created a session low. Yeah, Asia lows, I'm going to monitor Asia lows even a little bit higher, 12120, and whatever we do here, that's going to determine whether I look for the sell continuations or whether I look for potential pullback. But I am bearish on the day. I'm just going to set some alerts at 1218, and that is potentially our plan on the day. USDs are still at that 19 level. We've been talking about it for the last 9 weeks. It's been trading around that level. Not even gonna waste my time on that. Okay, weirdly enough, Euro USD, so we are bearish on the week, but yesterday closing bullish above this previous area of resistance past support. Daily time frame, we've got that daily wick fill to the upside, so this is a little bit conflicting with what we are looking at on GBP USD, but I am technically bullish on the day for Euro USD. Don't ask me how, but just looking at this, we created some type of support here. We had a flat body closure above there, and we've got that daily wick fill. So I would say targets today would be the weekly high formed yesterday. And 5-minute time frame, let's quickly see what are we doing on the 5. So already took Asia lows. Also you can see the accumulation distribution is now starting to come back to the 200. So what am I looking for here? 580. All right guys, so our zone this morning is going to be the daily pivot. I'm going to set some alerts there, 105.75. Whatever we do there, that is going to determine whether we're going to look for the buy continuations, And then ultimately, as mentioned, I want to come and retest this 106.20, 10600, the weekly R1 level. This could be potentially a very nice clean setup to end off the week. And then German 30, let's quickly look at German 30 starting off on the daily time frame. We were bearish yesterday. I said this is as clean as it gets. Daily closures below a previous daily support. There was your pullback. I gave you guys the analysis yesterday. I said wait for the pullbacks back to Asia highs, wait for resistance to be formed there and execute. So going back to the daily time frame, where can we go to next? 1475, depending on how much volume we get. Seems like we gap down, already closed the gap if I'm not mistaken. Yes, gap has been closed. Asia lows down here. Again, very difficult to sell the weekly lows without a volume catalyst, but alright, Asia lows, Asia highs. Again, you could potentially wait for price to pull back to there. If this thing moves from Asia lows down, that's completely fine. The probability for me becomes much lower, selling a session low, a weekly low. Wait for the pullback, see if you find some type of rejections here, or even a little bit higher at the daily pivot, and then look for a retest of the weekly lows. And then potentially even later this afternoon you can get price trading back into the weekly range. Euro JPY, yeah, this is most probably the ugliest candle, ugliest daily chart. This is uglier than your ex-girlfriend, and I know some of you had some ugly ex-girlfriends, but anyway, daily time frame, I'm bullish. We closed above this area. We haven't closed above this area previously, so you can see all of these rejection wicks on the daily time frame, and now we managed to close above that. We've got a nice wick fill to the upside, so I am bullish on the day. 5-minute time frame, let's quickly look at the Asia range, already trading above the daily pivot. So this is looking very, very clean, if I have to be honest. Trading at the half round number, I don't trade Euro JPY, but I could potentially trade it today. 158.50, and we've got about till, yeah, so we've got about a 45 pip range to the upside. All right guys, I'm going to monitor this for the open. We've got 4 minutes left, and without further ado, I think it is time to bring on our brother. We will be trading. We are first going to have our guest on. We're going to wait for the open. You guys already know the drill. First 15 minutes, and after that we're going to start looking for executions. So don't think because we've got a guest on we're not looking for trades. But without further ado guys, please put your hands together for the one and only SAHIL. SAHIL, good morning my brother, how's it going?
What's happening? What's happening?
Big man's in the house.
What's up?
So we actually had to drag SAHIL out of bed early this morning.
No, we've got to feel special. You woke up nice and early just for us.
Bro, you got me so stressed out. I was going to the toilet the whole morning.
Oh my god, let me just get this. No man. Apologies guys, I just want to, I don't know why, for some reason now when I show SAHIL and I click on my screen, it pops him off the screen. SAHIL, sorry, I just want to figure this out. Oh my god. No,
Is there not like a lock setting or something, or like an anchor?
I'm gonna try it now. Give me 1 second guys.
The Forex gods are on Joash's side.
I see who was it that updated us yesterday where he bought US30 at the highs? He said, "Yeah, no, there's manipulation in the market, so he's closing out in drawdown."
Yeah.
Who
Talk
said
shit.
that?
J Money.
Are you serious? No, it's serious. Like, I'm always serious.
You know what was so funny? He bought at Asia high, and then he sent a message on the group that he's closing out. And then like an hour later, he posted a video at the airport making 5 million from buys.
I actually saw that. I was so confused about that.
Sorry, Keeks, I'm just gonna quickly share my screen because I'm not sharing my screen. Yeah, there's it now. So just let me know. Okay, perfect. SAHIL, we've got it sorted now, my brother. Now we've got SAHIL on. SAHIL, yo, welcome, man. Weird thing is, I met, or not, we haven't met. We've been chatting online, but I think it was a year or two. I was watching one of the car groups, and SAHIL was one of the first that got the new M3. I don't know if it was one of the first, or one of the first individual color M3s. And from then I was following the guy and never saw anything trading related, and then he just started like giving hints of trading stuff, and I honestly thought SAHIL's taking the piss out of traders because he was almost making fun of it, saying like, look at the charts, look at this, look at that, and I thought he's just taking the piss out of all the other traders. But then eventually I saw, no, the man actually can trade. And I think we're going to start there. SAHIL, maybe just introduce the guys, give them a little bit of a background on yourself, mostly cars on your Instagram, but I don't think a lot of people know what you do for work, what you do for business. So maybe just a quick little brief introduction on yourself.
Okay, so I started off my career, I would say like maybe 8 years ago. I moved up to Joburg. It was mainly because of a bad breakup in Durban. So I moved up to Joburg, and my sister and my brother-in-law and stuff were staying here. And then so happened I ended up getting a job at FNB. I got a 3-month contract at FNB. I was working there, and then just before the contract was up for renewal, I was like, rizzing up the females. And then as all of that was happening, they ended up getting me an interview for a full-time job. But so happened was, like, when I was on a contract basis with FNB, I was netting like around 25K, and this was like 7 or 8 years ago. As soon as I moved to permanent, I started off my career earning like net 11,000. This was after medical aid, life insurance, all that stuff. So I started there, and then the first business I ever opened was actually Airbnb. So my main business, even till today, is that I'm actually a property investor. That's how I make the bulk load of my money, not the restaurant, not trading. It's actually property investing. So that's where I started. Because you work for the bank, you get prime minus 2.5% on bonds, but it's only limited to 3 properties. So that's when I had to find a girlfriend that works in FNB so I could utilize their prime minus advantages also. No, I'm lying. But like, that's where the whole thing started. And then where I used to stay in, I don't know if the guys know in Joburg, it's a place called Maboneng. Like, it was a part of an urban development. So they took like an informal area in Joburg CBD, and they created like an upmarket environment, like with nice coffee shops and like this whole urban regentrification project. And then I was staying there, and one of my neighbors was doing Airbnb, and he said, why don't you try this shit? I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna let someone else come stay in my house for 2 nights. They're gonna smash here and leave. So I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. And so happened, I was actually in the position to take my small salary and buy a property. So I said, there's a building like literally outside FNB. let me try buying that a property in that building. So I bought a property there, we renovated it, and I put it on Airbnb, and that was it from then. Like the Airbnb thing took off so much, and I think within like 4 or 5 months, I was already bankrolling that money to buy another property for Airbnb, bankroll that again to buy another property for Airbnb, and it just kept on going like that. And then I just expanded the portfolio until I'd say about 3 years ago. That's when the restaurant, actually during COVID, that's when the whole restaurant thing started. And while I started the restaurant, I was still in F&B. I was doing the properties, I was doing the restaurant, everything. And my wife and I were still working in F&B. If you came to us when we just started the restaurant, you'll see both of us on our teams meeting in the shop at the till, and we like going crazy. But thankfully it worked out to a point where we ended up doing all of these things that allowed us to actually leave the corporate life, because the corporate life is hectic and it's like a lot of backstabbing and there's a lot of nonsense in corporate.
SAHIL, I'm just gonna ask you that camera, just to put it stable. Some of the guys are gonna get car sick because it's shaking a little bit, your webcam. So just stabilize it for us. I almost got a little car sick there.
But you know what I love about that is it just shows like that whole thing for me where people always sit there and be like, oh, like, you know what, he probably got lucky or things like that. And that just shows, like you're saying, like even when you were doing the restaurants and the property and everything, you were still working a job as well. So like you truly were like working your ass off to get to where you are now.
Right, you have to. I say this all the time. If you focus on one stream of income, and that is your only thing in life, you are going to be so stressed out to make that work that you don't have any vision to see the bigger picture, to be able to say, maybe I can try this and that, because you're so focused on getting money to work paycheck to paycheck to pay your bills. You can't see anything else. You have to have multiple streams of income.
SAHIL, coming to the trading thing, when did you start? I'm going to start there. When did you start off your trading journey? And then after that, I want to ask you, like, where did you learn from? And what did you utilize in terms of strategy? And I think that's what most of the guys are here for the trading side of things. So let's maybe start off there, and then also the early days in your trading. How did it go? Was it like any other trader, losing money and then being like, fuck, I can't just keep on depositing here, I need to make a change? But I think let's start off with where the journey in trading started for you.
Okay, so I think the issue that I first had getting into trading was that I come from a family of gamblers. So literally like casino gambling, like we used to be there every weekend and stuff. So I came in with that mindset, which was the biggest problem to come into trading. Because now when I look at a chart, when I just started, so I started like, I think about 8 years ago when I first moved to Joburg, after I got fully employed with FNB, I started looking for other ways to make money, because I had money now to make money. So I started looking for ways that I could make money. So I got into trading, and then I just look at this chart and like, hey, if I press this button and it goes here, I make money. So I'm like, oh, this is a big gambling tool. This is like online gambling for me. So I was like, okay, let's do this. Started trading. I didn't even start on demo, because I was like, what the fuck is demo? Like, fuck this shit, I'm a big boy. Didn't even start on demo. I went straight, opened a real account, got in, blew all the money, did another account. And, you know, funny enough, I think with the broker that I was with back in the day, if you ended up going in minus figures, I don't think I owe them the money, but as soon as I put more money into that account, they actually offset the balance. So then I was like, okay, I'm owing people money now and all this shit. So I carried on trading, and I don't think I stopped. I blew accounts, but on a very small scale. So I'll say like maybe 2 grand or 3 grand. But for me, that was a lot of money. Then I remember, as any rookie trader, I was trading USD ZAR. Don't ask me why I traded USD ZAR. And there was a news event coming out, And remember, just mind you, I'm only like 2 or 3 months in this thing, and I'm looking at what's this, investing.com, the economic calendar, and I can see, okay, there's news coming out for ZAR, actually for USD. And like, you know what, this thing's gonna go up. So I stacked this account, I bought, and I remember it kept on going down. And I'm sitting on my couch alone in Joburg in a new place, and I'm like, fuck, deposit 2 grand. It's going down, deposit 2 grand. It's going down, deposit. And I kept on doing this until I realized I was 40 grand in on a person netting 11,000 a month. And I was like, and I blew the account, just by the way. The whole thing blew. And I sat on my couch and I was sweating. And I remember I phoned my mother the next day, and I'm like, and she asked me why I didn't go to work, because I couldn't go to work. I stayed at home. And I was like, no, Ma, you know, things are so bad. I don't have food to eat. I don't have nothing. It was so hectic. And I promise you, like, but it was that failure that I'll never forget, that always pushed me, like, I have to beat this market, and I can't let it happen to me. And I think I kept on trading after that, but kept on losing. I've never been, the only time I've been profitable is 2 years ago. That's the only time I started. Like, I started like 8 years ago, and only 2 years ago I started being profitable. So it took me that long, but only because I went in with the gambling mindset. If you've never gambled in your life before and you have a mentor, I promise you your journey will be like at least 15 times faster than anyone else. And I also had this stupid mindset of, I will learn on my own. Bruh, don't learn on your own, learn from someone. The worst thing you can do is sit and learn on your own, because I promise you the mistakes you make and the school fees you pay is not worth it. Like, you can just get a mentor and learn from them. Who taught me? To be honest, no one taught me. I came up with everything myself. There is a guy on YouTube named Wealth FRX. He's taught me my main strategy, and then I've used a lot of other things to incorporate into that strategy to add as confluences. That's about it. But no one, I never had a mentor or anything.
So basically just going through a lot of material, figuring it out by yourself, getting more or less something knuckled down, and then just reusing it.
Yeah, and backtesting.
Talking about the gambling thing, on the one end, I've told guys, so I've also, I wouldn't say I'm a gambler, but I enjoy gambling now and again. But I told guys, weirdly enough, like in trading, for guys that are very critical about not letting their position run or getting very emotional, I always refer back to roulette or blackjack. So when you've packed out your chips, how much if it is 1,000 rand, 2,000 rand, you already made peace that money laid out on the table, you're either going to make some money back or that money is going to get swept off the table. And that is something that I had to basically tell myself years ago in terms of the emotion, is like when I put a trade on, that is almost like me putting my chips on the roulette table and saying like, I'm willing to lose that 2,000 rand that I just backed out. It's not a case of I'm thinking I can make it back. When you gamble, it's not like you're sitting there hoping you can make back the money. You there ready to lose that money. So in a sense, there's the good and the bad from gambling. But if you take the good from it in the sense of when you put a trade on the table, you've already accepted the risk. You've already mentally told yourself like, I'm willing to risk a 10,000 rand now to maybe make a 30k. If I don't make anything, I already psychologically accepted the fact that it is out of my control. The only thing I can control is maybe just reducing my loss or reducing how much I can potentially lose in the markets. But yeah, it's weird that you say, because we've been on holiday every December. I think 2 Decembers ago at Zimbabwe, and then I think it's Siyabonga. What's that? The other hotel there at the casino? Sibanya. Is it Sibanya? Sibaya.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, Indians do gamble, guys. It
Bruh,
literally.
if you find any casino that starts off with white people, it ends with fucking Indian people. I guarantee my life.
Bro, like
That
I promise you, we went one evening at round about like 12 o'clock. We were like, let's grab a drink, let's go sit there at the tables. And obviously KZN there's a lot of Indian people, but really like they're by the tables, only Indian people. The die-hard gamblers, like they need to get dragged out there like 2-3 in the morning. And the weird thing is their wives also sit there. They don't gamble, they're on the chair. They're watching.
the wives.
But anyway, so you obviously finished phase 1 and phase 2. I think phase 2 you're just waiting for your minimum trading days. But take us through the phase 1. I think you finished phase 1 in a week and phase 2 in like 2 days or 1 day. Take us through the funding challenge on Vault Funder.
Okay, so first of all, I've done like a shitload of funding account challenges, right? I've passed 2, so this one is the 3rd one. But I promise you, there's the market conditions on Vault Funder, and I'm not saying this, they're not paying me to say this, they're not doing any of that, but I'm telling you that the market conditions and the trading rules and everything is perfect as a trader, for a trader on Vault Funder, right? Every single other, like I'm strong about the whole prop firm industry wanting their traders to fail because that's when they make money, right? And that is a fact and that is the truth. The way that Vault Funder is set up, I don't see that malicious intent because it literally says, bro, like do what you want as long as you don't meet day, your max daily drawdown, your max overall drawdown, and I think the other one was inactivity clause. Like literally that's it. You do what you need to do and you trade. So that was number one, a key thing, so that you're not scared now, because normally what prop firm industries do, they play with your mentality sort of, and they set all of these rules, and you can't do this and this and this, and you can't use this, and you can't even do this strategy. You have to make sure there's a stop loss, and they do all of these things to stress you out when you trade, so that you end up not thinking about your clear trading setup, and you focus more on what am I supposed to do and what can't I do in this funded account challenge. So that's number one. Trading conditions is very important when you're doing a funded account challenge. Then to pass the account, right? I think people look at funded account challenges the wrong way. Phase 1 and phase 2, you can't, I know Chris treats it like a normal account, but for me, you can't treat it as a normal account. You can't go in with your 1 trade a day and stuff like that. It's going to take so long for you to pass that account. And for me, I don't know. The whole point of a funded account challenge is to protect the funds. If you look at it as a game, the game is protect the funds. That's all it is. So if I have my trade setups, right? Let's just say if I'm looking for a buy at a certain zone, if I'm buying off that zone and price goes at least 10 pips up or 15 pips up, I'm already setting break even, because in my head, I need to protect the account. Until I get funded, then I do what I want and I go back to my normal trading routine. But before then, you just protect the account. If price comes back and takes you out at break even, right? You get to sit back now and relook, is my trading setup still valid or is it not valid? And if it still is, you enter again and you put your break even. And if I show you guys the trade breakdown, you will see that there's a lot of like 100, 200 Rand profits on the account. And you're thinking to myself, like, it's such a big funded account. Why am I closing 100 Rand profits and 200 Rand profits? It's because every single time it's hitting my break even, I'm looking at re-entering. And it was that one change that I did that actually helped me to pass that funded account much more quicker, because I was able to continuously trade and protect the funds. Like the most drawdown I ever went to was not even 1%. So I'm doing the 550K challenge. So 1% is 5,500. I never even go 5,500 Rand in drawdown for that entire account. Never ever.
And mentally, you just traded normal. You didn't change anything. Like you said, you go a little bit more aggressive, but other than that, you still followed your plan. Nothing's changed from what you did previously. And yeah, you were able to pass phase 1 and phase 2 like relatively quickly. You are technically our first funded trader on Vault Funder, so congratulations on that. That was awesome to see. And also the thing is, I think you told me you started off well. You started off with a nice little winner, and then that mentally also puts you in the spot of, I'm not under pressure now. I started off with a nice little win. That puts you in a good mind space to say, okay, I can build on from this. But if you start a funding challenge with 1 or 2 losses, immediately you go on the defensive, like, fuck, I need to get back to break even. I need to get the account back to a positive. Now all of a sudden I've got 2 losses. It's like, flip, if I take another 2, that's mentally gonna start breaking you down. So for the guys that do funded challenges, make sure you start off on a good wicket with that. Going back to the conditions, when I told you the conditions are the best in the industry, and I'd say that not because I'm affiliated with Vault Markets or Vault Funder. It's honestly, I've done a lot of challenges on other prop firms. I've seen the conditions, and I honestly told SAHIL, if this is not close to the best or the best, the conditions are honestly as raw as you can get it in terms of price, in terms of execution. And SAHIL, like I told you guys, he's very critical. We're going to get into the good stuff now, but he's a very critical guy. He's very outspoken. If a broker is doing something, he'll immediately call it out as it is. And SAHIL, the trading conditions on Vault Funder, you can just give the guys some feedback on that.
I'm going to be honest with you, right? When you first told me, so either which way, I was going to do your funded account. It was more just to support you guys because I know that you all opened it and it's in conjunction with you. So either which way, whether the trading conditions was good or bad, I was going to just outlay my money just to support, right? Because that's what I think a lot of people only understand this when you're in business. You realize that you have to support other people that have a positive influence on you, whether you like it or not. It's just like, if I have one of my friends come to our restaurant, as a person, you don't look at it like, oh no, he's my friend, he's going to give me free food. You're supposed to look at it like, I'm going to support him because he's my friend.
Yeah,
like 100%. I love that.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to look at things. So when Chris sent me the screenshot, and I think you sent me a screenshot of a Forex pair, and you said the spreads were good or something like that. And I said, what's the spreads on US30? And you sent me the screenshot, and it was on your MT5 on your phone. And I don't know why, but on the MT5 on your phone, the spread looked like it was big, and I was like, oh, the spread is a bit too big for me. But it's fine. I'll still buy the account and I'll do it just because I have to. So only when I actually bought the account and when I set it up on my PC, I'm like, bro, the spreads is like literally nothing. It's like I can scalp the hell out of this account and the spread is never going to take me out. The spread is like tiny, tiny, tiny on US30. And the only time you get tiny spreads on US30 is when the broker is a scammer like Alpha Markets. That's the only time you're going to get that kind of spreads, honestly.
But I think we're going to start chatting, and maybe just a disclaimer, guys, the views shared here is not the views of Vault Markets or Vault Funder. It's the views shared from us personally here as the speakers. So please note that none of the views shared here is that of Vault Markets or Vault Funder. But I think we're gonna start getting into a little bit of what's going on in the industry. And as mentioned, yeah, I'm gonna have to be the good cop. SAHIL and Keegan's gonna be the bad cops, and I'm gonna facilitate this. I'm gonna try and stay as neutral as possible. I'll just throw in my 2 cents here and there, but I think we're gonna kick it off with yeah, we're gonna drop some potatoes here. SAHIL, obviously, he's also been trading for quite a number of years, and I think we're gonna kick it off with what's happening in the industry. Firstly, what's being put out there, and we've got a few guys that we want to mention, but I think SAHIL, I'm gonna leave it over to you to kick us off here to talk a little bit about the industry, about the Forex gurus. And I think some of you in the chat, we're gonna ask some questions for you as well. But I honestly, I've never really gone into the Instagram thing. Like I told guys, if you go back on my Instagram, I was maybe one of the first traders to trade a self-funded about $250,000 $250,000 account. I didn't even know Forex lifestyle is like a thing. I didn't post watches and cars. Like I just thought this is the normal route for a trader. You build up your capital, you trade big size, but never saw it as a business to try and get money out of people for signals or this or that. But SAHIL, yeah, I think let's open up the table here, Keegs, and feel free to add about what's currently happening.
I think let me start by introducing how I know all of the bigger social media influencers, right? Because I don't want you all to think that I'm a scammer like them. So the only reason how I know all of them is I used to follow Clint, right? So Mr. Forex. I used to follow him not because he was a trader, because of like the cars and everything. And what happened was, I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year. And I messaged him randomly before he was moving to Dubai, or before anything. I messaged him and I said, "Bruh, are you selling your R8 because I'm interested in buying it?" And then he said, "No, not yet," and stuff. He replied to me and he said, "No, not yet." And then a few months later, he messages me again and he's like, "Listen, I'm looking to sell the car. Are you interested?" So anyway, I told him, "Yeah, I'm interested." Did the whole deal. Anyway, bought the car, right? Now, I think, okay, I'm not going to badmouth Clint because I heard a lot of shit about him, but I haven't experienced it firsthand. But however things look, it looks like he does things in a way that looks legit, but is very non-legit, if that makes sense. Because he didn't want to let the car go to me. Like, so I'm in Joburg, right? So I went to Audi in Rivonia. They did the whole deal for me. They did the finance and stuff. Now remember, technically speaking, I bought the car from Audi Rivonia, which is a dealership, an Audi franchise dealership. This man didn't want to release the car. The finance was done. The account was paid. He didn't want to release the car to me, right? Now so I'm thinking to myself, like, bruh, like I'm not even, if you were selling me personally the car, I would understand why you don't want to release it until, I don't know what clause he wanted. I think he wanted a paid up letter from the bank or something like that. And that takes a few days. So I told him, like, listen, you're not selling the car to me. You're selling the car to Audi Rivonia. I bought the car from Audi Rivonia. They facilitating the deal. He didn't want to let the car go. He went and parked the car at, I think, another Audi in Somerset West. I think it was Audi Somerset West. He parked the Audi there and he said, "You only release this car when I tell you to." So anyway, I left it, right? That's how I met him. That's how I got involved with him. Then from there, I ended up buying, as soon as I bought his car, I bought another R8, like I think 2 or 3 weeks later, because my wife liked the car and all the stuff. So anyway, she wanted a car. Bought her another R8. That's when Jason Noah came into the picture. Now, apparently, there's this whole story that Jason bought Clint's R8 to take him out of a mess and to take him out of a situation that he couldn't afford his car. That is absolute bullshit, right? That is not true, because Jason bought that car from me and he bought my wife's R8, not Clint's R8. Clint's R8 got sold to the other scammer in Cape Town Jerome Michaels. And I don't know why I'm associated with all these fucking scammers, but they all like the cars.
Something in the Audis.
Yeah, so that's literally how I got involved with all of them. And I think the thing with Clint and me goes way back. Like Clint and I have been talking before the R8 stuff. And that's where this shit gets juicy. Because last year, before Jerome Michaels and all his shit popped off, where he stole everyone's money and is gone off the face of the earth now, he was in Dubai with Clint. I have pictures and videos of them sending to me, hey, SAHIL, blah, blah, blah. This is what we're doing. You want to invest with this guy, Jerome. You give him this money. He's going to give you this much in a few weeks. Started last year. That's when they started the shit. Last year. Right? Not this year. It started last year. That's how I know the scale of Jerome's stuff is much bigger than what people think. Because he's got investors from a long time ago. And I'll tell you this, when he bought the R8 from us, he paid cash I think it was it 2 million? I think he paid about 2 million cash. He wired 1.6 million. I think he wired 1.6 million. He flew from Cape Town. When he saw the car and he was happy, he paid the rest. Like, that was it, clean, right? The other issue that I had with Jerome was, so Jerome and I were also talking a lot, but remember at this time, I don't know that they're all scammers. I actually nearly fall for Jerome stuff, and I told him, listen, I'll give you my TTRS, right? I'll give you my TTRS, and then you use that funds and you trade and give me. Like, that's how they messed with my mind. Like, even someone as sane as me fell for this shit. And luckily, thank God, he said, no, he doesn't want to. Because maybe he didn't want a TTRS that time. I was like, yo, thank God, when all this shit popped up. I was like, damn, imagine if I gave him my car, and what the fuck was I thinking? Am I off my head? And I was legit going to do it. Like, I was legit going to give him my car.
That is mad.
Weirdly enough, I met with and I want to bring other guys in here as well, but I think it was last year, I flew, no, it was this year. Was it this year? I think it was this year. I flew down to Cape Town, met two other, let's call it trading influencers, and they mentioned Jerome Michaels, and I said, have you guys seen the FSCA thing warning guys? And the one oak said, like, I know where he lives, like, I've got a few bar invested with him, I'll get that. I'm like, bro, all I'm saying is it's not legit, whatever it is. And they were also mentioning, so some oaks were mentioning, like, Clint is actually the kingpin of that thing, Jerome Michaels is the face, Clint is actually the big boy behind it. I'm like, dude, I don't know what's happening there. All I'm saying is just be careful. I've seen too many times things like this blow up. And it was also weird for me seeing Jerome Michaels, he's posting like 100,000 Rand profits, 200,000 Rand profits, but then when it shows his car collection, I think it's like a 40 million Rand car collection, if I'm not mistaken. At one stage, it was like a new Range Rover, M3s, M4s, GTRs, RS3s, R8s, and I was like, God damn, how's this oak? He doesn't have signals or shit he sells. I'm like, how else is he funding this? Because 100,000 Rand profits here and there is not going to give you that car collection. And then weirdly enough, I saw 2 weeks ago, this thing blew up completely. Now people are looking for him. They can't find him. But anyway, that is another. I think what's the name? What's the guy's name? Always forget it. Rydell Fix did a video on it, so you guys can go and check out Rydell. He's also going to be on the show in the coming weeks, but Rydell exposed it, and I think he's going to do a follow-up as well, but weird stuff happening there.
Chris, you know what the problem is for me with these guys is, and I think it really is a thing in Cape Town, the guys almost must have like a circle where they run through the basics of how to scam these guys, because they all kind of do the same thing where they, from you say like there's something, you'll talk to them, you'll be like, you know what, they're not that bad, they can invest to a point. There's something you see like, okay, they look legit, But there's that side as well where so many of the guys will be like, okay, I maybe give out free signals, okay? And then they'll be like, cool. Every now and again, I might make some money off his free signals. But then they start wiring you in with, okay, but now you're going to pay me to do this for you. Pay me to pass a funded account for you. And then that's where they literally just blow your accounts. They do nothing. And then they come with the, oh, well, guys, it's trading. It's part of the game. And they start making their money off that, or trade NFP, trade CPI. I mean, for example, with Clint, I think we all know the stories where you just mentioned Clint. And I always said that to me, that one is the best one, because people will be like, oh, but what's the problem? And it's just simply, it's Clint. Like, that's just the answer. But then there's the case where people will talk about that other trader, for example, his hero moment, where he bought in the laptop, he funded him account, he did that. So they have this little thing that they were so well known for, that he did this one good thing, and now that must make him legit, to almost cover up all the crap that they're catching on as well.
So there was a thing that Clint said, why don't I give him money to trade for me, right? And I have a close friend, his name is Lyle. So he actually bought my G80 from me. And I went to Lyle and I was like, you know what? This guy is saying, so he's Lyle's fiance or wife now knows Clint, right? Now the issue comes is when you know people, it almost sort of gives it like legitimacy, but it's not legitimate still. Like, it's just because, oh no, I know him, it doesn't make it fine. But I was so stupid. So I went to Lyle, like, listen, he wants like, I think he wanted like a million rand or something like that, to invest, and he was going to give us this many % back. And I'm like, you know, I bought the car from him. And then at that point, I bought the M4 from him also. So I bought 2 cars from him. So I thought like maybe the trust is built there. So I was like, you know what? Why don't we go 500, and let's give him the money. Let's see what happens. So I spoke to my friend, and my friend said, but what if he dies? I'm like, I don't know. So he's like, why don't you ask him, what if he dies? What happens to our money? So, bruh, I was like, you know, that's actually such a good question. So I asked Clint, I'm like, so my investor wants to know what happens if you die. And his response was like, oh, well, if that's what he's thinking about, then I don't want his money. Tell him I don't need his money. I'm like, huh? So I'm like, how do you... I didn't understand how that worked. So then I was like, okay. Then I had to start making excuses, because now he's asking me what's the story. So I'm like, nah, you know, this one took the money from me, and now he doesn't want to give me... I had to make excuses because I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't trust you because, like, you know, like, it's hard to say it to someone, because I've dealt with him for 2 sales of a car, that I don't want to say, listen, nah, you're a piece of shit and I don't trust you. Which she's probably going to see it now. So the other thing, right, when this whole Jerome thing started, so I was on that group with Rydal Fix and everyone, and we're trying to find Jerome and Jerome was on that group, and he saw me there. And he messages me, I don't know if the camera can see this, right? Let me see.
Yeah.
He messages me and he says, I still don't get your involvement in that group. There's only 17 actual clients of FBK. And then I asked him, where you? Is Dubai looking nice? Shut the fuck up. Because, you know, to be honest, like, I felt scammed, because remember, I sold him that R8 with potentially fucking money from other people. So now what am I? Because like, we did the deal through another dealership, right? The funds obviously went to them and stuff, but you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, technically he bought the car from you with maybe funds from investors.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden now he's messaging me, why am I involved? Bro, I am involved in the shit. Because if the FSCA starts tracking down where he spent the money, it's gonna come back to me either which way. And hey, this car was bought from you with this funds. What is the story? And then now we're gonna have to explain and show him all the proof of messages that we didn't know any of the shit. Like, I was actually gonna be a victim to his investment scheme. So
Yeah, Clint is like I told you guys, I had Clint on a podcast last year. He blocked me. I think it's on Twitter and on Instagram. Clint blocked me. Clint, no hard feelings, but one thing that's not right was the bot that Clint sold. He didn't do any proper back testing on it. I think he made like 7 or 8 million rand. Rydell did a video on that, so I don't like. I've shown you guys. Clint was selling mentorships while he was still a student of AstroFX, but Clint, yeah, I don't even know what he's doing. I can't follow him, but nonetheless, I think the other one we want to talk about a little bit, one that I don't know if it's like an Indian thing, where if one Indian sees another Indian scamming, it really becomes personal. But Joash, let's talk about your love for our brother in Christ, Joash, the pastor slash trader. Let's talk a little bit about Joash.
So I only found this fucking dumb idiot like probably a year ago, and I've been following him. And I never follow him. I also, like, just to put this out there, I don't follow these idiots to be like, oh, no, look like you one day. I follow these idiots to see how dumb they are. They're so
It's like
fucking
entertainment purposes.
Yeah. And it's only when you're a real trader, you understand that certain things just don't make sense. Like when he posts his screenshots of his profits, right? I actually go on the chart every single time and I look at his entry price and I look at where he's posting and I'm like, this always off his head. And the worst thing, I think he's got this whole facade of like, oh, I'm a pastor, you must believe me. But bruh, I've heard from other people that the people who praise God the most are the biggest scammers. Yeah. I don't know if that's true, but I know Darren Dix, he's like the biggest one, both of them. And it so happened they both came together. It makes perfect sense in holy matrimony because they are two of the biggest bullshitters. And we called bullshit on both of their accounts. And Darren, I think he replied to me, but he didn't understand my sarcasm. I think he replied to me as like, yeah, keep capping, bro. Meanwhile, I was saying, you capping it dumb, night. But, and then, and I think the other thing with, who else? With Joash, he deleted my comments when I said that, I think we were replying to another guy about how full of shit he was. He deleted those comments. And then I replied after that and said, if you're a man of God, why is he deleting our comments? And that comment is still there because obviously you can't take that out now. But yeah, so Joash Naidu, so the only time, okay, so I knew he was a scammer from long ago because no one is holding R1 million in drawdown. You have to be, if you're going to hold R1 million in drawdown with no stop loss, your account has to be at least about 5 million rand. Like in terms of margin and stuff for you to not get stopped out at R1 million, right? So, okay, not 5 million, maybe 3 million. But who the hell is keeping 3 million to 4 million rand in your trading account with no stop loss? If I had 3 or 4 million rand, I'm putting a stop loss, like at 100K at least, or 200K. There is, and I can tell you now, right? And this is what a lot of people don't understand. If you are seeing profits of a guy making 400K, 200K a day, you think he's buying a 488? He's not buying a 488 Spider, he's buying a Bugatti, he's buying something stupid. If you're buying a 488, he's trying to play on the people's emotions like, hey, I've got a Ferrari, so my payouts is legit because I have a Ferrari. But if your payouts were legit, his McLaren won't be sitting at Fouché Motors for sale. He would still have both cars. That's my thing. Because my thing is, if you actually love cars and you don't use it as a marketing tool or technique, you keep your cars. You keep a collection of cars because you enjoy this one, you enjoy this one. That's when you can afford cars. If you are selling one car to go buy another car and talking like a big game, you're not really making what you're saying you're making. Because if you're making that kind of money, I'm telling you now, you can afford to keep your McLaren and your 488.
Yeah, in that case, it's a situation of like all these, if that money's even there, all that money's literally in one car.
No, and he finances his cars. So we phoned Fouché because now I was like, listen, I want to find out about this car. He finances every single car. And I know, so a lot of people who know me on social media will know that I'm close with Ferrari Scuderia in Joburg. Now, the guy who's in Joburg, he knows the whole deal that went on with this, with Joash's car. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get them in shit. But all I'm saying is that there was an issue with that car. After Joash bought it, he realized there's an issue. And because of the facade of the, like, he needs to portray this image, he didn't even give the car back. Bruh, if I bought a car and I realized there was an issue like that with my car, I would return it. And I did it before. Like, it was that big of an issue. And his car is financed. Don't let anyone fool you. His car is financed. He didn't pay cash for his car. He never pays cash for his cars. So if you're making that much money, and anyone knows, like I've learned this the hard way. If you are generating an income from your car or your house or property or anything, then it is, by all means, it makes sense to finance that because you're getting a business paying it off for free. But if something is your personal asset, if it's your personal car or your personal house, you want to pay it off because it doesn't generate you an income. Now, if something doesn't generate you an income, you want to have it paid off and you don't want to be paying for it. So it's the same thing with Joash. If you're making 300-400 grand a day, you're paying off that car. You're not paying it off cash. I mean, you're not financing that thing to pay his interest. So he's a piece of shit.
Yes, somebody said he showed 4 million rand profit yesterday. I don't know where did he make 4 million rand on a demo.
He put it on his Instagram. It's on his story or something. He posted a video at the airport, and that we were talking about earlier. Like he literally bought Asia Highs, was in drawdown, says he's closing that drawdown, and then half an hour later posts a video saying he's in 4-5 million rand profits. But in his signal group, if you paid for any of his stuff, you would then see he closed out in drawdown.
Please, come in.
He's
So,
getting his money from tithes and he gets from church. Hey, guys.
you know, the thing is, I only started realizing the whole. So remember, because I'm business minded, so I look at how. Please, can you leave him? So I look at how prop firms are actually, like how can I say, how they made, right? How prop firms operate, how brokers operate, the whole logistics behind it, the whole business side of it. How do they make money? Why they make money this way? And that's when I started realizing that. So like if you look at his account for the last year, like few years, he's been trading with only this one account that, I mean, if he's saying no, he partnered up with so many brokers and stuff. If he partnered with them, why would you not be trading with them? He's trading with the same broker for the last years because that's the only broker that he found that was able to give him a ZAR demo account. Now, we know if you're trading with local brokers on a normal account, if you saw his lot sizes, every single time it's 10 lots to the max, right? Now if you see him, the last few days, he posted 0.1 lots, but he's making the same money because he increased his contract size on his broker that he was able now. The first time he's ever able to post 5 million rand profits is because he's on his own broker. He increased the contract sizes, so he's able now to actually make these bigger trades on his demo account or B-booked account. He's able now to do this and show this sort of money. Before, he could never do it. Because if he wanted to show 5 million rand on his old broker that he was trading with, he needs to actually hold 200 to 300 profits in order to show that. But he's only holding about 20-30 pips at a time. That's why now he's able to show 5 million. That's why the first time he did it and the first time he called out. And it's a stupid mistake that he made.
I think guys caught on with Raja Banks. So Raja Banks was actually very clever in this. The first thing Raja did was that he started off as a student of TED, And after that, he started his own mentorship. Thanks so much. He started his own mentorship, and he started a live stream, started getting guys on board. And then when he opened up his own brokerage, all of a sudden his trading went from like here to there, showing. And at one stage he didn't even like try and hide it. Like previously he was like building it slowly, putting himself into trades. And I've told you guys, I was part of his mentorship, I think 4 or 5 years ago. And at one stage I was like, the trades he posts afterwards does not make like any sense. There's not like any way that he should be taking those trades, because either he's preaching one thing and he's doing completely the opposite. And even guys in the community were like, but Raja, why are you taking these trades? It's not according to what you teach. And he's like, yeah, I know, but he's working on this and that. And then later on he brought something out called Smart Raja Concepts, because guys were like, bro, the breakout strategy you teaching, there's no fucking way you're gonna do 175,000% like you're showing. And guys started calling him out. I think the first time Words of Wisdom had him on, he didn't ask the difficult questions. And then the second one, it's like Riz asked him, he's like, bro, but people are asking, why are you not winning on stream? Like for the last year and a half, you haven't been winning on stream. And Raja like walked out. I don't know if it's staged, but it's so oblivious now to people that I told you guys, if I've got a chart here and I've got access to the Meta Manager account, and I can just post on Twitter, sells below here, buys above there. I give you 2 biases. I don't tell you how I enter. After an hour, I'll quickly put myself into a trade here from that low, and I'll show you afterwards. And I'm like, no, but then you can take any chart, you can put yourself into an entry and explain it and say, oh, I saw this candle, that candle low broke, and I executed on that. But then it's like, bro, where the fuck is that in your strategy? That's not even part of your strategy. So guys,
and you saw who Raja met in Dubai.
Say again?
Did you see who Raja met in Dubai? He met the Indian Raja.
Bro, the Wish version of Raja. Raja's the main scammer.
Yeah.
But the thing for me is, guys are catching on. So I would say Raja is most probably the most creative scammer in terms of his marketing. And I think the other guys are catching on, and I feel like maybe after he spoke to Raja was like, bro, if you're starting your own broker, get yourself on the Meta Manager, show these big profits. You can still show withdrawals, even though there's no real withdrawals. This is the way forward. I got the guys to trade on my platform. And Darren Dix, what's your thoughts on Darren? I heard you saying something about Darren there as well. What's
like the thing with Darren is I've only been following him for like a year now. The only reason why I think he's a scammer now is because he's associated with this other guy. Because other than that, my brother-in-law actually did. So Darren, Dueno, and what's the other guy's name?
Chris
Godel. Yeah. So they have a mentorship and stuff. So my brother-in-law did their course, and I went through the course, and the course is legit. It's proper. Yes, they do have their own thing, like at the end, sign up using Xness and this, like they're putting their plugs in, but I think that's like a normal thing these days, right? But the actual course was okay. Darren wasn't there to give any technicals in that course. He was just there to show that I was R1 million in drawdown, and he shows his screenshots in his courses. Like that's his thing. Like his thing is there to show money. And the one thing I want to tell everyone on the stream, right? Do not, and I said it yesterday on our group, do not ever get fooled by people's profits that they post. Profits are bullshit. Anyone can, if I hedge 2 accounts, a buy and a sell, I wait for the one to this thing and to go up and I post that profit. That means nothing. How you base if someone is legit or not, if they are able to share their strategy with you, or not even share it, if you are able to see their strategy work, I would say that they have something to back themselves up. Like that's what I base like legitimacy off of. Like, and other people don't understand. Doing this, what Chris and what Keegan does on the lives and like signals and all the stuff, it exposes you to so much of like failure, sort of, because you can really show if you're a good trader or not when you expose like this. People don't understand how hard this is. And even if you're doing it for free, right? I don't know about you, Chris and Keegan, but I can say it for me. Like, even if I'm doing the signals group for free, and if people take a losing trade, like it hurts me, like it hits me, even though it's free and they're doing it at their own risk. Like, it really irritates me if I make a trade and people listen to me and it's a losing trade. And I don't think a lot of people understand the sort of pressure that comes with this stuff, because it's not easy. And to be honest, just like how myself and Chris and Keegan and stuff, we don't need to do it. We can just be behind our own PC and do our own trades and carry on with our life and make our money and stuff. It's almost like we're doing it because, yes, number one, now YouTube is another stream of income that will slowly start monetizing for you guys. That is a beneficial factor from you wanting to help out other people, right? And the thing is that, like, as I'm saying, I feel so many times that it's only right for us to not let other people fail like how we did. Because I know maybe with Chris and stuff, like, I know your story also. Like, you know, we go through so much of shit. Like, I remember my wife used to come home a few times when I started, like 2 years ago, just before I became profitable. She used to come home and I used to be crying. Like, I'm honest, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a man, but bruh, this shit used to take a toll on me. Like, if I blew an account, I used to like cry, I used to get emotional, and it's all because I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm over leveraging, I'm opening too many positions. You know what you're doing wrong. It takes so long to train this out of you, because we're humans. If we were a robot, we could do it immediately by tomorrow. But it takes so long to just get this stuff out of you. And that's why, like, it irritates me when I see all of these guys on social media posting this stuff. Like, it's a pipe dream that's not true. Whatever they're posting is not true. The people who are posting wins, they're not posting 500K wins and 1 million Rand wins and 5 million Rand wins. It's not attainable. It's for that to be attainable, you need to have such a big account with a decent risk strategy. It doesn't make sense.
SAHIL, my thing is, if I'm making 5 million Rand a trade, and I'm honest, I've never made 5 million Rand a trade. Why the fuck do I have to sell you a signal? Why do I have to make it for free then? Like, when you do giveaways, for instance, and I'm not even going to mention names, these guys are making millions of rands from their subscribers. When they do giveaways, they do 500 Rand giveaways, 1,000 Rand giveaways. We flew in, we couldn't fly in, but we had a winner on here, and I personally paid for that. It's not from Vault. I did it for my own channel, for the YouTube channel. I got the guy down. We gave him an account. We had meals. We had lunch. He was Ubered around. And it's not like I made any money from what we're doing here. But I said, look, I want to bless somebody. And it's not about getting something back. I still told Keegan and Mo in the office, I said, if our guest goes away with something or we've enriched his life, then we've had our purpose in him coming to the office. For instance, the live streams as well. So you're talking about the losses. I've told you guys, the streams, I take it, like, even though we joke and we have some fun here and there, I take it very seriously what I do, specifically due to that reason that I've been to the lows. I've hit the depression level. There you can hear SAHIL crying, bro. the one night I was sitting here, I told you guys I couldn't get out of bed for 3 days. It felt like somebody hit you in your stomach. It is like, bro, how do I go on with life? But our thing is, if we can even just provide you guys with a little bit of value, and it's not about trying to gatekeep it or trying to monetize anything. Like the streams already, the discussions we've had, like I'm spending money on improving the streams, and all of us said the first thing we're doing if we get some type of money from YouTube is just reinvesting it into the channel, getting more gear, making the production of it better, trying to basically improve the quality of what we're doing. But ultimately, the thing about losses as well, when we come here, it is not like we want to lose or we're trying to lose. It sucks. I think, Keegan, we spoke about it on Tuesday, where we said, Tuesday or Wednesday, when we said like you take a loss, but I told Keegan it's still cuck, because you feel like you want to give the best to the guys, and even though you don't get paid for it, you still want to provide the best. And so you also said it with his group as well. You honestly, it's not even about the group, it's just about you trying to hold yourself to a very high level of excellence, and it's basically you against you. And if you give, say, out a bad trade or a loss, it feels like that reflects on you, like you can be better, you can do more. And
yeah, you know, the problem for me is, like, again, where I think it really hurts, and this, I think where Chris and I were talking about it, is the faith you guys start to have in us. So, for example, I'll say it's a risky entry. I'm 0.5%. So for myself, I know, you know what, I'm happy. I can hit stop loss, lose 0.5%. I'm cool with it. But you guys actually have such a faith in us because you hold us accountable in that sense. You guys really believe in us as traders, that I know I'm going 0.5%. You guys will put full margin the bloody account. You guys are like, that's it. I know Keegs is going to give us a flipping banger of a trade. I'm risking the bloody max drawdown. And my thing is, so for me, I'm okay. And then you guys do that. That's the thing where you guys blow accounts, you lose massive amounts in the day. And that's where I think the real thing hits us, or hits me personally, because then I know I'm okay with the loss. But I know for you guys, a lot of guys, like, let's say we had a killer week. You guys are going, we've dominated this week. You actually go and risk all the profits you made, and now you kind of have that drawdown. And I think that's where it sucks, because we appreciate the love and faith you guys have in us, but sometimes that's where it becomes a case of like, I know with that trade, I just cost some of you guys profits this week now.
Yeah.
Guys,
I actually...
Sorry, Sahil. No, go ahead.
No, I was saying that what Keegan is talking about, I saw it happen. I watched back your stream yesterday, and I saw that happen. Someone blew their account with the trade, and it was like, and then he said that he was over leveraging.
Yeah, that's the thing. I told Keegan as well, and I've mentored mentors, like guys that have groups have come to me, and I'll never mention names, but they came to me asking for help and stuff. And I always tell them there needs to be, as weird as it sounds, if you're putting out a service, people expect a level of commitment firstly. If you've got a paid group and our free group is doing more work and putting more work into the community than your paid group, then you honestly need to hustle, my brother. You either need to find God or you need to make your group free. But if there's a free group doing more effort, more work, and your clients are paying you for it, you got to step it up. That's the first thing. The second thing is you cannot control what people do. Like, you cannot control and you cannot get emotionally attached to people trading. Like I told Keegan, and I've told you guys before, when I trade, I'll show you exactly what I do. I'm not gatekeeping anything. But in terms of you, if you want to go 100 lots, by all means, that's why we've got the disclaimer. But you cannot get emotionally attached to people sending you a message, hey Chris, you've been winning 9 trades. On the 10th trade, I put my house and my car on you. I lost it. My brother, that is on you. That is not on me. God has given us a brain. given us wisdom to use, so you can't get emotionally attached to that. The second thing is the transparency side of things. That is non-existent in South Africa. Like, there's very few guys in SA in the trading space. I almost want to say that I don't even think there's somebody legitimate in SA. Like, show me somebody legitimate. Another guy asked me a while back about CJ. He said he's going to subscribe to his signals. Got a message earlier in the week. It was a train smash. I'm like, okay, now you know. But I don't know of any legitimate guys, to be honest. Jean-Pierre de Villiers. I'm going to throw some questions over to the chat. For
JP.
What's your opinion on Ricardo Sanos? Question there for Sahil.
I think Ricardo is legit. I've got his strategy. I went through it. It uses key levels, trendline breakouts. The reason why I don't like his strategy is that it's a bit just too basic for me. Like, it's not. My thing is, the best strategy works when you have like a rule set and a game plan to go with it. Now, with his strategy, it's like whenever you get to the chart, you can just look, and if you see trades, you can execute them. My thing is, a good strategy works in a session on a certain pair. Like, that is my thing. And the only reason why I don't trade out of NYSE and I only trade one pair is because it helps my psychology. Because I know if I'm looking at 5 or 6 different pairs in 2 different sessions, I need to be much more stronger in my mind to be able to say, no, I don't want to take this trade, and I don't want to take this trade, and I don't want to do this one. Whereas if I keep myself to just one session, one pair, I know there's only a certain period that I can look for a trade that helps me to not overtrade, because I have that issue. So Ricardo is legit. His trades are legit. His withdrawals are legit. Everything is legit with him, because he actually has a winning strategy. It's just basic in my head, but it works. Sometimes the basic shit works.
Yeah, I also do like Sanos, and that's also my thing with Sanos. I do like about him is he is raw. Like, he is also someone that's not scared to call someone out if you start bullshitting. But actually, I've got a question, and purely because we've actually discussed it a few times on the lives, and Chris and I have said we don't know the guy personally. We barely spoke to him. He looks like a lacquer guy, but when it comes to his trading, we are not too sure. But I am bringing it up purely because Sahil brought it up earlier, saying that alpha market is shit. So what are your thoughts on Mr. Jason Noah?
Okay. I think what I'll do is, let me talk about alpha markets. But before I talk about alpha markets, I'll say one thing about Jason, right? So I know him personally. Before he opened this brokerage, right? He was faking it till he made it. Let me just say that, because I know the financial part of when he bought our R8, right? And it wasn't just, okay, I want this car and I'm gonna finance it, and it worked out. That's all I'll say about that side. Things didn't work out. It took a very long time for that deal to go through and for it to get done, right? In terms of alpha markets, that is the fucking biggest scams broker I've ever seen in my life. Bruh, like, if you understand the logistics behind the brokerage, right? You understand that you get B booked. That is, when you are B booked, it means you're not the best trader, and the brokerage doesn't have confidence in you. So they don't execute your trades in live market conditions. They just like keeping it there like a small gambling kitty, right? Then you get A booked when the brokerage does see that you are a good trader and you're actually making good trades. Now they don't want to carry your profit, which is losses for them. So they actually A book you. But that only happens when you run a hybrid model for your brokerage. Now, I'm not sure if they are running a hybrid model, but you'll be really stupid if you aren't running a hybrid model, because he has so many IBs with him that show profits. I don't know if it's true or not. So my whole thing is that brokerage, so I've been trading with them also just to support him when he opened. I've been trading with them, and I've noticed, like, if you go on my Telegram signals group, right, and you just search their alpha markets, every single time you see I say alpha markets and the word after that is puss, because it's shit. and I promise you, when the time started coming, when I was wanting to execute, like after NYSE, I would try to execute every single time, and it never allowed me. It didn't allow me to execute trades. It just kept on doing that funny noise, that boom, you know, that boom, that didn't allow me to execute trades. And then, so if I wanted to buy, right, it wasn't allowing me to. So the other time I said, you know what, it's not allowing me to buy. Let me sell. I sold and it executes it, but it's not the direction I want to go. So I had to close it off quickly. And then only after like an hour or two, it actually opened my account for me to trade. When the move is done, what am I going to catch? And it happened live. Like Sanveer is, I think he's here in the chat. He'll be able to say, it happened live with us. Like, I'm trying to open this trade and it's not opening. So that's what showed me that something was up with them. Then the other thing you notice with alpha markets, let me tell you, like, if people give you a high leverage and this whole bonus 200, I know Vault markets do it too, but I'm not going to call out shit on them. If they do all this stuff, it's to entice you to over leverage to blow your account, right? That is the fact. No one is giving you all of this stuff to say, no, I want you to make R1 million on this trade. They are doing it so in hopes that, and 90% of traders will blow their accounts using over leverage and using the facilities of the bonus 250 account and this leverage and that leverage. Now, what alpha markets did, which I think was smart, they have their raw account, right, that openly charges you commissions, right? So if you open up their raw account, you'll have like a minimal spread, and they'll openly charge you commission every time you execute a trade, like it'll show there at the bottom. On their bonus accounts, open up that account, you'll see their spreads are still like literally nothing. So you think to yourself, how are you making money if you have like no spread? Because that's where the brokerage makes their money, right? On the commission of the spread. Then I was like, okay, let me trade. So as I'm trading, I realized every single time I opened and closed the trade, whether it was in profit or in loss, it was never the amount that I closed it at. Never, ever. So that showed me that they are silently taking commissions from your trade without actually stating there that I'm actually taking commission from you, right? If y'all ever open an account, go and backtest this shit, but don't put a lot of money in. You're gonna lose it if you go.
Yeah, it's a mark. It's basically a markup. So let's say you close for 10 pips profit, you only technically close 8 because they take a 2 pip markup.
Yeah, but they're hiding the commission part of it.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
So
no, go ahead.
No, so I'm saying, so yeah, that is the main. That's why, like, I would never trade with them again, because, and it's more, you remember, people are just trading with them because it's the persona. It's like, oh, Jason Noah, Alpha Wolf, woo. Honestly, it's all bullshit. They just trading with him because of his social media presence and because he reposts and reshares all of his tagged stuff. And who doesn't want to be on a 500,000 following account? Like, who doesn't want?
You feel special when that guy's resharing you, and
exactly. Even I used to feel special. I'm not gonna lie.
Somebody asking, let me just check here. Aiden, yeah, I honestly don't think we talked about this. I don't think there's like a moment in your trading where you just feel like you're going to be profitable. It's honestly a grind. Like, you start, I'm going to ask the question to SAHIL, but I'm just going to add my 2 cents. You get to a stage where you're getting like 1 or 2 or 3 wins, and mentally you're like, okay, let me build on that. I'm starting to find my feet. I'm starting to see some results. You take a loss here and there, but I don't think there's ever like this one click moment where it's like, oh shit, I'm profitable. I'm always going to be profitable. It is literally steps you take. But a question in the chat for you, Sahil. Aiden asking, what was the trade you made that made you realize you're going to be profitable? And what was the amount? Don't have to say the exact. I don't know why the amount is relevant, but he was asking what made you realize that you were going to be profitable.
It actually it wasn't a trade. It was the only time I realized that I was actually profitable is when I adopted the whole one session. Okay, you don't have to stay to one. This is just what worked for me, right? One session, one pair, 2 trades a day, right? When I adopted that and I realized that I don't need to profit every day, when I stood back for the month and I looked at my account holistically, I realized, shit, I'm actually profitable. Like this, it worked. Like a lot of people, when they get into trading, it's like every day you need to profit. Every day you have to close with green screens. Like if you go in with that psychology, you will always blow your account every time by over trading, trying to make up for what you lost. And when you go into the next day, forget about the loss you made the previous day. Don't say, okay, I lost 3 grand. Now, once I make 3 grand, now I'm at break even. Because what happens with that is when you have that mentality, you end up saying, okay, I'm thinking about this loss of 3,000. Now I have a trade that is a potential profitable trade that could take me up to the 10,000 mark, right? But what do? As soon as we hit 3,000, we start looking for reasons to close it out because, okay, I was in a loss, I'm back now. Where we're not letting it run and that's where the gambling mindset comes in. Because what happens with gambling, right, is that with me, I will hold drawdown. Let's just say if I go into a trade of like 5,000 Rand drawdown or 10,000 Rand drawdown, as soon as I come in profits, I'm closing it. Why? Because like, whew, I'm out of that. Well, that doesn't make sense. How are you ever going to be profitable if you're willing to hold drawdown but not willing to hold profits? So it wasn't specifically a single trade for me that did it. And I can't even remember a single trade that actually told me that I'm going to make it and I'm going to do this shit. It was actually just holistically looking over a period of a month to see that I actually profited in the month with taking losses, with sticking to a rule-based strategy. It worked out for me. So it was just holistically, not just one trade.
Yeah, I told you guys. Chris, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry, if you're going to add on to that, because I was going to answer one of the other questions, so you can just say what you want to say there.
No, I wanted to say that's what I talked about in Tom Hogarth in his book, talking about what Sahil was saying when you're in drawdown. Mentally, it's that fight or flight. So you're feeling that pain, you're feeling that negative emotion. And now the first thing you want to do, just as a human being, you don't like that uncomfortable situation. You don't like that stress you're getting. So your first human reaction is like, either I fight this or the flight, I get away from it. And we usually take the flight, like we don't like dealing with that. So as soon as it's at break even, you're out of it and it's like, sure, I dodged the bullet there. But that is where you psychologically have to disconnect yourself from trading and having that emotions. One of the things he said in his book that helped me as well was, he said before he starts his trading day, he visualizes some of the worst losses he's taken to like mentally condition himself. Then he conditions himself to see winners, and then he conditions himself to go through times where, for instance, like Sahil said, you take a trade, it goes into 3,000 Rand profit. Your target is a 20,000 Rand profit trade. Then he conditions himself to be like, all right, I'm going to let this trade run. I'm going to let it breathe. So he psychologically doesn't meditate or anything. He psychologically puts himself through that mindset of, okay, I'm ready for the worst. I'm ready for the best, and I'm ready to manage as well. I'm not going to cut my runners short. I'm not going to cut my winners short. I'm not going to hold into deep drawdown. I'm going to try and mitigate my risk. But psychologically, that is the part of trading that takes years. It's not something you're just going to read in a book and it's going to snap like that. You physically have to prep yourself daily for that. Sorry, Kicks. Sorry, Sahil.
I was just saying, like, I've been trying to trade for so many years, right? And The funny thing is that I wanted to give up every single time. Like every single year, after every single trade, I always wanted to give up. And it's only when I had that changing month, right? When I stuck to that strategy, that I went to my wife and was like, I can't believe it. Like I actually did it. Like, everything seems impossible until it happens. And when it happens, and that's why, like, I always tell my friends and stuff, like, if 10 of the most successful traders that you've ever seen is saying the exact same thing, best believe it's probably right. Like if they are saying stick to this strategy, don't overtrade, stick to 2 trades, 1 session, just try it. And especially, I know, Chris, you were saying the whole admin of journaling was a thing that we never liked, but once you start doing it, you start realizing where you actually mess up, and that's why it's actually a powerful tool. So trust me when I say, for all the people who are watching this, if 100 people are saying the same thing and you can see that they have reason to back up what they're saying, just believe it. Like, don't think that you know better. That is why they always say, like, especially in trading, get a mentor that has a proven track record and learn from them. And I promise you, you will not go wrong if you just follow that rules.
Guys asking you, what's your thoughts on Q Banks?
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to just add there. So a lot of guys, literally, we get this question so often. I think Chris knows I am quite the fanboy of him. But the reason I want to add to this is what Sahil was talking about earlier. And I always say to guys, you can't hide lifestyle. Now, Q posts profits and he posts massive profits, but the lifestyle backs it up. He's got the car collection, he's got the SVJ, he's got the Lambos, Ferraris, and like you said, he's not selling one, he's not doing one. We all know the famous $450,000 trade. He's not financing, he's buying these cars cash, and that's the thing with him. So, and I think that's what makes guys like these. It's not a Joe Ash that's a thought, an afterthought. These guys are legends in the industry, and there's reasons they're legends, because they're not just every other guy. So like you said, these aren't realistic. It's not your everyday trader, it's not your normal profitable trader. They've been that trader that's been the breakthrough, and that's what makes them different to everyone. But you always can see when that is legit, the lifestyle, like his lifestyle, will back it up.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. So with Q Banks, right, so he openly says not all of his cars are paid cash. He says which cars he actually has titles for and which cars that he has finance. But exactly what it is, right? You have to be able to understand, if you are making a $450,000 trade, do you have something to show for it? Do you have something to back it up? Like, exactly why I'm saying Joash Naidu is full of shit and a liar. Because if you're making 400,000 Rand a day, you don't just have a 2016 488 Ferrari, and you don't only have that one car. And I know it sounds like I'm being stupid. Oh, he's got a Ferrari. Like, people who actually have the money to do this stuff realize that, like, if you look at Mad Charts, right? I know that y'all had whatever beef with Mad Charts, but he's actually a good trader. There is no way Mad Charts is pulling out a 10 million Rand pista if he's not backing up what he says. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and my thing is, at the same time, again, guys, for example, like, he does talk about the cars, like Zil was saying there, certain cars are paid for cash, certain cars are paid for with finance. And for guys that don't know, I mean, Sahil is a businessman, he's all this, he can back me up probably with it. If you're buying something like a car, you know it's a toy, I'm going to have it for 3-4 months, I'm going to sell it, I'm financing that. I'm not going to, because I'm going to take the loss. If it is a car I'm buying, let's say the SVJ, it's going to become a collector's piece long term, this thing is going to go up in value, I'm buying that cash. Because again, it's an investment purpose. I'm planning to hold on to the vehicle. So that is also where Q is a business person. He does have multiple streams of income. He does look at these things as things. For guys that look at Q, he will openly always tell you, trading is not the end all be all. Trading is what opened the doors for him to do what he's doing today. And again, guys, Q, at the same time, we talk about this where he makes these massive wins. For guys that don't know, he had that $90,000 or $60,000 loss the other day, but then he came back and he made a 600K win. But the same thing, his accounts are relevant. Always, always, always. He never hides his account size. So you can see when he's making there, you can see the commission he's paying on those accounts. You can see the trade history. The lots make sense, firstly. And again, you can see the balance of that account. It's all there. He's not a guy that's ever hiding anything when it comes to his trading. And like Sahil said, a very important thing. Yes, this EJ just tanked.
What the hell is happening?
But all right. But for those again that don't know, like when you go over to his stuff, it is legit. If you've done the Wall Street Academy, he is very, very legit and almost same to Sahil. He trades one pair. That's his baby. He knows it inside, outwards, what time it wakes up, what time it goes to bed. He knows every little secret, and that is why he's successful on that pair.
I'm trying to see what news came out. There's no news now for. Is there any news? No, nothing. Jeez, what's happening there?
I don't know. Like I don't know. There wasn't meant to be news.
And I remember Ueda was speaking from like a while back, so I don't know if it only started now. Looks like a little bit of intervention. Guys, do we have any other questions in the chat for Sahil? Let me just quickly run through it. Any other questions, my fellow brothers in Christ, for Sahil? Before we let him go. Took Euro USD, thanks Chris. Yeah, Francha, I was waiting for a break and a retest here. I'm happy to miss this. But we still have pound USD. We'll get to the charts now. Where can we find your trading signals, etc.? I'll post a link to it. Let me actually find the link quickly. I'll pin the link. So you've got a free group. Be sure to join that. Let me just post the link quickly in the description here for you guys. I don't think I can post the link, can I? No. So can you quickly send it to me on WhatsApp?
Yeah, I'll send it to you now.
Then I can pin it in the chat. Any other questions, guys? Sahil, where can you find him? Let me just quickly open up Instagram so I can share that for you guys as well. Sahil, appreciate you joining us, my brother.
What's this? I'm always willing to take these cameras out.
Really appreciate it. Let me just find Sahil quickly, guys. Sahil. It's Sahil _ how do you pronounce that surname? Is it Gangadin?
Oh no, you try. You try.
I don't know. Is it Gangadin? Is it Gangadin? Is it a silent N? Gagadin? I don't know.
No, it's Gangadin.
Okay, so it is Gangadin. Yeah, so Sahil _ Gangadin. As you guys can see on the screen right here, give Sahil a follow. And
Man's got some proper toys.
I'm gonna quickly check. All right, here's the link for his Telegram. Let me copy that as well for you guys. I'm gonna drop that in the chat. Gangnam style Nick. I like that. All right, guys, there's the link to his Telegram. Feel free to join it. I'm gonna pin it in the chat. Any other questions? Do you have any lessons on Airbnb and property investments? Kipsa, I'm getting the lowdown. We actually going to do a course with Sahil. It's going to be 25,000 Rand per person, only selling 100 of those courses on how to go from zero to Airbnb millionaire.
No, but legit, like, I think that we also, like, everyone that's here wants to make money online. Like, if people actually look at how I make my money, I make my money based off only tech platforms. So Uber Eats is the one biggest income, like in terms of the restaurant side. It's no more physical presence in a restaurant anymore. Airbnb, and obviously trading. Like those are my 3 sources of income, and they all are tech and online platforms. So I think that people also need to start researching these sort of things. Remember, Uber Eats, right? You can open up an Uber Eats account from your house and you can sell food. Like you can sell a pizza for 189 Rand, and the cost on that pizza is about 50 Rand. After Uber Eats commission and stuff, you can come out with like 130, 140 Rand. If you do that on a large scale, you can net 2,000, 3,000 Rand a day. Like, I don't think people talk about this enough. Like, there's so many ways to make money using these tech platforms that people aren't doing it. And don't be scared to do it.
Thanks, Sahil, for this, bro. Opened my eyes a lot. Traders boxing match. Who would you like to take on? You know, you look a lot like
Fuck him up.
Joe. Let me just quickly see. But I'll chat to Sahil on the Airbnb thing. But Sahil, you still coming down end of the month or not?
You said you're leaving at the end of the month?
No, I'm going first week of November. I haven't finalized my dates, but let me know if you're down.
I'll let you know.
Right, guys, without further ado, we're gonna thank Sahil. We're gonna let him go on his day. Sahil, thanks so much. Any closing remarks for the stream viewers? Any tips? Anything you want to leave us with before you head off on your day?
Okay, so I don't want to talk too long, but if you all are in this trading thing, right, take my advice. Like, remember I told you when all these people say the same thing, please just take my advice. Learn from a mentor. So like you have Chris, you have Keegan, you have myself, who's not charging anything. And I actually have a YouTube channel that I started posting my strategy and stuff on. So you can just, I think it's on the chat, like the Indian Trader. Look for my one, go see the strategy, learn the strategy. Then once you learn a strategy, focus on the psychological aspect of trading, right? And I think that you actually get from people who really went through the shit. So learn from Chris, learn from Keegan, ask questions. And I like this. I don't think people understand how easy trading is if you really have your edge against the market, if you really have a good strategy, if you really have good psychological edge. I promise you that trading is easy. You can make a lot of money from it. And to be honest, like listening to our signals is not the way you should be going, to be honest. You should be using us as a society, as a place where you have like-minded people, but don't only focus and rely on our signals. Learn the strategy for yourself, execute the trades on your own, and I promise you that this can actually be something that you can retire off.
Thanks, yeah, very, very good advice. And with that, Sahil, really appreciate it. We're gonna let you on your day. We'll chat. And yeah, guys, Sahil Gangadin, Telegram link in the description. I gave you guys his IG handle as well, Sahil_Gangadin. And yeah, you'll see more of Sahil. And yeah, one of the few real guys in the industry that I trust, and that's not trying to scam, not trying to sell you a pipe dream, tells it as it is. And exactly what we're doing here as well. We're showing you the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it in between. Ultimately, we're not competing against one another. Remember that always. We are in this together. We are all trying to improve, not on ourselves, but on our trading, trying to be a better person, trying to improve lives, and then obviously connecting, networking. Network with people in your group. Weirdly enough, when I did my MBA, I didn't do it for the knowledge. I did it to potentially build my network, because you're sitting with CEOs, you're sitting with executives. The knowledge is just a bonus. I paid that 350,000 Rand to potentially get one contact that along down the line could make me 5-10 million Rand. but ultimately network, that's the thing. Network with the right people, surround yourself with the right people, and you will elevate yourself to the next level. Like I always tell you guys, there's some of you that need to cut out certain people in your life. People stealing your energy, they're talking down on your dream. You basically investing in them. Like Sahil said, if he's got a restaurant, I'm not going to go there to try and get a free meal. I'm going to be like, Sahil, let me buy food for my entire family so I can support your business. It's not about trying to get things for free. Support local business, support people around you, and that's the right way to do it. But Sahil, thanks so much, brother. I want to thank you for that. Keegs, any closing remarks for Sahil?
Definitely was awesome having him on. Literally like a oak, raw, being genuine. Like you guys said, he's not hiding anything. And we would talk about that the whole time. You put yourself out there. He's also doing the signals. He takes it. He trades with you guys. He's strategy on YouTube. So guys, you can't not give a guy credit where it is due. The man's worked hard for what he has. Much respect, brother.
Lekker, thanks guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send you an invoice for that blow up on your Telegram, but we'll talk about it.
I'm seeing. I'm actually trying to go log on now to see. Yo, guys.
No, Sahil said he's gonna Uber Eats us a coffee now. I don't know. I'll chat to Sahil. I'll let you guys know. But appreciate it, Sahil. You can log off. We're gonna continue on here and have a great day, my brother.
Lekker.
Have a lekker one, man.
Cheers, bye.
Cheers,
All right,
cheers.
guys. Looking at the charts, quickly I mentioned that weekly pivot on DXY. I mentioned we could come back inside of the range. We've broken below that. US30 as well. I told you I'm not necessarily looking at selling session lows. I'll wait for pullbacks. And then also Nasdaq, similar. Told you weekly lows, session lows. Not interested. Pound yen, weirdly enough, I'm monitoring these Asia lows for potential buys. Gold as well. We said we're not necessarily looking for sells. That has pushed bullish. GBP USD, I still feel we can get a trade from here. We've got our alerts set. Euro USD, I don't know if you guys paid attention. I said wait for a break of structure. We had it there. My only thing is why I didn't execute is at that stage my accumulation distribution was literally under the 200, and you guys know how I feel about my trading rules. I'm not gonna compromise on that, so I was waiting for the 80 to get above the 200, and I was potentially waiting for something like this to happen, and then I would have gotten in there. The other one was Euro JPY. If you go to the start of the stream, I said very easy, but I can almost tell you now we would have been stopped out. For those guys that follow our strategy, that know our rule set, your entry was right there. I think you could have even gotten slipped. Let me just see how much it was up. Yeah, 100%. I think we would have gone break even, but we could have gotten slipped. So actually a good miss on that one. But GBP USD, I'm looking for potential buys, and Euro USD as well. This thing can still pull back here. We can still get our buys on it, so don't stress or fuss. We are still here for quite a bit. How are you guys feeling? Sahil obviously going in a little bit on some of the Instagram traders, but all in good spirits. It is not necessarily, we do this to protect the trading community. For gold, I observed that it tapped into a very strong resistance. Nas100, as mentioned earlier, we can pull back all the way here today and still go bearish. I'm not trying, you can see the accumulation distribution. I'm not trying to get involved in this at all. I'll see where we trade a little bit later. Same with US30. I said we can come all the way back here before they flush it. So feel free if you want to trade this to the upside, not for me. Keeks, you can share your screen. Let me just mute my
Okay, well,
mic.
I was going to say, can you just mute your Zoom now?
Yeah, no, it's muted. Mutation.
I'm looking at some GJ bars,
Yeah, same here.
but yeah, nothing to really confirm yet. But yeah, GJ bars. It's just also this whole BOJ lately, what they've been doing, it's very interesting because I reckon also the one guy actually mentioned in the chat how almost UJ specifically, every time they get close to that what's it, 105, 150, then they get pushed down. Yeah, where GJ and EJ are the same, but like the minute they get pushed down, the almost very simultaneously after, it's a big push obviously back up.
Guys,
So I'm just hoping we don't get that it runs away from us.
Yeah, I don't think it will. What I'm looking at on GJ is this is the first, so the first retest we failed. This is now the first potential closure above. I'm not going to buy this breakout because we have technically not held above Asia lows. So my thought process now is we pull back, we create some type of resistance right here, we retest Asia lows, and once we get that break of structure, I am then willing to take a long on it. If this thing just runs, I'm 100% fine with it. I can grab it here from the daily pivot. So I'm just letting you guys know, because if it creates some type of support here and I enter here, this gives me an advantage point to monitor my trade. Because if at any stage I enter here somewhere and I get breaks of structure below here and the next 5-minute candle cannot close back inside of the Asia range, I can kill my trade right there. So instead of risking 20 pips, I'm risking maybe 8 or 10. So just letting you guys know. And exactly the same with GBP USD. I'm not going to buy this breakout immediately. I'm purely waiting. Again, we're going to wait for our setup. I'm going to wait for the pullback. I'm going to wait for Asia lows to hold. We're going to create some type of structure. I'm going to enter as soon as we break the structure, and I will share all of it live here, guys. We don't gatekeep anything. You will see us execute live. You will see us manage the trade live. I think I told you guys I'm down 0.1% on the week. I was up 7.5. There you can see this is my entire week so far. I am down 0.1%. I took a loss yesterday on GBP USD. Just want to show you guys, this was off stream during Keegan's stream, or actually late in the afternoon. Keegs just left the office when I entered it. I just want to show you guys yesterday's trade. Let me just quickly go to yesterday. Where did I enter? 2153. I don't know why it's not showing the history here. Yeah, it was here, 2153. So yesterday, as soon as we broke back, I'm going to show you guys now quickly on the chart here. Yesterday, once we closed...
quick one. What's your thoughts on EU?
I'm going to tell you.
EU's just taking Asia highs, and yeah, possibly could also look for a long there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to it now. I took longs here yesterday. So yesterday I took longs here, 15 pip stop, and literally as soon as we did this, rejected the session highs. Just want to show you guys, and as soon as, I don't know if you can see this from here, you can see that this is bullish order flow. That is all bullish order flow right there. And as soon as we broke this minor structure to the left, you can still see my chart, I marked it out yesterday. As soon as that candle there closed below this last support area, I killed the trade right there. I still told Keegan afterwards, I think I would have gotten clapped because this Powell candle, I think, I don't know, I could be mistaken, first made a bottom wick and then pushed up. Right idea to go to the daily R1, but that's part of trading, guys. I had the right idea. Keegan yesterday in his session had the perfect idea. He told you guys, where was yesterday? I think here, no, that's Wednesday. Yeah, you guys were buying here somewhere, got stopped out, and Keegan said, I'm not looking for sells at all. He still said, if I'm looking to sell, come and take my phone away. And look where gold is now. You guys were trying to buy it here yesterday. You got that little drop down and it ran. So again, buyers could be right, conditions could be tougher. Euro USD, I wanted to buy it here, Keeks. I'm not going to buy Asia's. I'm going to rather wait for GBP USD.
I'll check.
Does Vault Funded have a scaling plan, Aiden? It does. Scaling plan is in the FAQ section of the website. If you go all the way down, what is the max scaling? $1 million and 18 million Rand. What are the scaling requirements? 10% profit over a 3-month period with at least 3 payouts. What are the scaling percentages? 25% increase. Are you in a trade? Sofian, I'm not. Haven't seen you here. Welcome. We'll be in a trade shortly. I'm 1% up and I'm already buying the champagne. Beautiful. Wat sê jy meester? Ek het goud gekoop. Onthou jy, ek bliksem goud meester. Ek is deep in blues. Anthony is deep in blues. Beautiful. Would you recommend SMC? Whatever works for you. I don't recommend anything. I recommend you get to the stage where you can consistently stick to one strategy and you can consistently make profits. That is what I recommend. Guys have found success with SMC, ICT, breakout, whatever strategy it is, as long as you can win. That's the biggest thing. GJ, straightforward moving. Like we said, guys, gold is not even on radar today. We're not going to try and short it, and we're also not going to buy the weekly longs. I think, Kicks, you mentioned it. You're not even looking at gold today.
Nope, I won't touch it. We got the right move. And we always say, guys, there's that possibility where literally last week Friday was the same thing. Had a great week, and then guys basically blew all their profits. Why? Because your bias is still bullish. Your bias was right, but the bullish volume came. You caught the move. If not, you missed the move. Leave it and go for next week. So because today, yes, it can retrace, but it can also just be very, very volatile, and either way you're going to get hurt. So for me, I just stay out of it now. I leave it alone. Maybe I might find something if my setup comes in New York session with a little bit of extra volume. But yeah, for me, I won't even look at it today.
Go to the start of the streams. What did I say? I said this is one of the cleanest setups. You've got that tiny structure break on the daily time frame. You've got that wick fill as your advantage point. I didn't get in. I still posted a note here, wait for a break of structure. We got that. I'm completely fine. I know some of you guys took it, so well done. I think you should be, yeah, you should be good. It's about a 1.5 R trade there. There is these masked guys called Callisto FX. They are not honest about getting inside the VIP group. They give you affiliate link to a broker. I need to put money on there. If Ensku, I think. What is Ensku? I need to put money on there if I wanna join. Alright. GU was good long. GU is still a good long, my brother. We haven't tested Asia lows yet. So we could still get that move here. DXY back below Asia lows. Interesting. Risk management shoes here. Chad, how are you feeling Friday? Daniel Goodgin, the prop firm I would recommend is in the description of this video. Check it out. Vault Funder, fully regulated prop firm, and be sure to check them out. Kiggs, how are you feeling? First week of streaming. Kiggs is doing the graveyard shift today. I told you guys I will join him. Unfortunately, I can't.
It's all good. It's been good.
I think you're starting to get conditioned now for the.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's definitely is changing, but I must say I am really enjoying them. I think for the guys, yeah, we had a very good week, so definitely was a nice way to start it off.
Keeg's looking dead now. I think he's fatigued, guys. He's not used to talking that much. I've told you guys, Fridays I need to hype up myself. That is when we are now in the championship rounds, locking it in. NFP week, I did 2 streams and I sat here, I think, till almost 6 o'clock that evening, managing that winner. That was a beautiful end to the week, ending it off with a banger. I'm still hopeful for this. GU holding the round number, now trading at the 20. I'm literally just waiting for a nice little retest there, and I think that will be the trade for the week. Lacquer rugby this weekend. GJ coming off that 200, gonna get a retest of Asia. I can test it. Yeah, GU, you either want to catch it here, or you're gonna have to be ballsy and catch the continuation from there. But buying here, not interested, because right there you've got the institutional level. So hey guys, do you think that I'm crazy for having no break evens and just being a set and forget trader? My results have been fine, but I'm curious on your opinion. Hebel, if it's been working, don't try and fix something that's not broken. That is all I'm saying. If something is not broke, why do you want to try and fix it? Keep on doing it. London session killed, up on Funded Trader Challenge. Dylan Hansen, well done, man. What a great week this week. Thanks for this. As always, guys, have a great weekend and pace yourselves tomorrow. Wish I could set and forget. Yeah, I can't do it. I'm not a set and forget trader. Hasn't worked for me. That's why I don't do it. EU longs on the retest. EU longs on the retest. No, I won't be buying it, yeah. As you can see, we've broken above the pivot, but we haven't retested it, so not interested. Also, you're literally trading, there's the institutional level, 10600. That's like 8 pips, 12 pips. Feel free if you want to enter the retest. Not for me, it's a lower probability setup. This right here, better probability setup. You're catching it at Asia lows. We've taken Asia lows. This could be the fake out move for the session. Asia highs are still fully intact. That is that daily level we talked about. So much better setup in terms of probability for me. But yeah, we're just patiently waiting here. What about gold? What about gold? There's nothing for me on gold. Feel free to trade gold as you like. The move happened. As mentioned, we can pull all the way back here. But I'm not going to try and short it. Daily time frame as well. We are trading, if you look on the daily time frame, this is a heavy level we are trading into. Previous daily candles failed, held, failed. So today could either break above. That will be the first closure above here since May, and then it's quite an easy ride up to the 2000s, but we still could reject here, but nothing as of yet telling me to short this. And also, if you want to buy, this is the weekly high. Just caught up now. I was watching everything with SAHIL, and man, one hell of a conversation. Thanks so much, man. Want to thank SAHIL for joining us. You should get Mr. Scam exposed on the live. Who's Mr. Scam? Your stream is my favorite now for London. Keegan have to fight against Time to Eat and Lorenzo Corrado. I respect each and every streamer out there doing it. Any content creator in that I respect. So no beef for anyone. But appreciate it, Alexander. What is Keegan doing? I don't know, that man is full margining shorts on gold, it seems.
No, I'm not in on anything.
Oh, Rydal fix. I'm just waiting for Rydal. Rydal said it'll be on. Ebel, okay, so I've talked about this. So let's say, for instance, you're a set and forget trader. And you entered here. And your full take profit is, let's say, for instance, there. You've set and forget, this is what the market did. And you come back to your phone and the market is 5 pips away from your take profit. You on your phone, you're looking at price. Why would you not close out? Because now you are so greedy to get that extra 5 pips that you're willing to sacrifice 40 pips to the down, 40 pips worth of profit. So now your risk to reward becomes skewed. You're so fixated on getting that extra 5 pips, you're willing to risk 40 pips. So how does that make sense? Risking 5 pips to try risking 40 pips to try and grab. Sorry man, I don't know who's calling here. You're risking 40 pips to potentially just get that extra 5. That does not make sense. So that is when you need to realize, like, alright, I'm 40 pips in profit. Am I really gonna sacrifice 40 pips for 5 more pips? Doesn't make sense. Lock it in. Take your money. It was a good trade. Even if it runs 20 more pips, you are a winner. So New York stream, I like to see. Morning guys. Nathan, good morning. Trainer from Namibia, want to come at American. Alright, Simon, I got you, but where I get stuck because I don't want to always pull out early. Does that make sense? So leave
The best way
yourself.
to do that is look at your managing your trades and breaking your structure down to look at what areas are kind of fractal resistant or support. So if you start getting those rejections, and like Chris always says, if you close this below this point, if it starts going low, yeah, if this area doesn't hold, then you can pull out. Yo, are we gonna get a trade today?
GU and GJ, I still feel GU is most probably our only shot. Need to come and retest Asia lows. Stick with your risk management. I might feel good in a moment, but sometimes you have to pull out. If SAHIL was here and we were on the pull out talk, this thing could have gone south very quickly. Sometimes having a good pull out game is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, just gotta know, guys, gotta time it right. Yeah, Supreme. We get what you're saying. Like a lot of guys are, but for example, you can have that. Let's say you chase that 1 to 6. Like that's what you want the whole time. You want these massive trades. You chase 1 to 6s. You get stopped out at break even or stop loss the whole week. You are now down at, let's say, you down 3%, 4% for the week. Where if you even close out half of that, you were up 12% for the week if you even closing out all those trades at 3R. So yeah, there's the point of having those nice massive TPs and those runner trades, but at the same time then you kind of need to be having triple A grade setups every time, because if not, you're just throwing money down the drain.
A lot of talk about the pull out game, risky. Damn, bro. Sometimes pulling out a little bit earlier can save you a lot of pips. Alright, GU pulling back. Let's see. How do you guys like the new signage in the office there behind Keeks, the bull and the bear? Keeks, maybe turn your webcam a little bit for the guys to see that bull and bear there. No, turn your camera so they can see it. Hard work beats talent, and then the bull and the bear there. And then pressure is a privilege. What exactly do you lads do at the office? Why not just trade at a home office? Just curious, because also see other folks in the background. I don't like trading from home. There's something mentally different from waking up, getting dressed and going to an office, because mentally you prepare yourself to do work. If you're at home, I've seen it in the past, I will still sit on with my gown, have my coffee, get into the trading, and by 10 o'clock I haven't even showered, I haven't even gotten dressed. Then yeah, by 12 o'clock you have your breakfast, you go shower, and yeah. If you come to an office, you mentally prepare yourself, you know this is a work environment, so your entire mindset is different. I don't know, Keeks, for you, but I personally don't like trading from home.
Yeah, you know what? It's all nice and all. I don't mind it in that sense. Like the fact I've always said to people, that is the the joy of trading, that you can do it from anywhere. So if I am at home, if I'm relaxed, if I'm on holiday, I can, if I feel a bit bored and I miss it, I can open up the chart quickly on my laptop. But yeah, having an office and that place to go to, like Chris says, I feel like you switch on. It also helps you build that routine. You don't get lazy. You don't start half-assing things. And I feel also it takes away from it sometimes. You actually get lost in a bit of everything else, and before you know, you've got a dog. You're just chilling out. You're not trading as much. But no, I do think having an office is nice. Like we said, I mean, it is nice. We all talk about the trader lifestyle. We can go play golf, sleep in, but all that time you are off the market. So it is nice to have that place. We want to say a workplace. We are also lucky in that sense. I think everyone that does work here, we always talk about. Chris is probably, as much as he is a friend, a partner in crime, my right hand man here on the show, he is a very awesome boss to work for.
Trading is not 9 to 5. Don't miss the office one bit. I like it. I like the office. I honestly told Keegan and them when I first went into full-time trading, JP, my other mate, we were playing golf like 3 times a week. Monday we played the pitch and play, where it's like all the retired bullies. Like, you can only play so much golf. You can only go to the beach so many times. For me, I'm a very goal and task driven person, so if I don't have anything that, like, making money is one thing. Like, some of you are still chasing money, but you get to the stage where it's about living a purposeful life. Like, you waking up in the morning and you've got a purpose to wake up. If your purpose is just to make money, you'll get the money and you're going to be depressed. Then it's like, now what? I'm making all of this money, but I actually have no purpose. And ultimately, it's that thing of purpose. So thank you for the breakdown. I'm pulling out of some trades early when I'm at my phone. Keegan, it's okay. Also, trading is lonely, so having an office with like-minded people is refreshing and keeps you motivated. 100%. The office banter is amazing. Would work for Chris anytime for sure. Being here with all of you guys is my office now. Exactly. This is the virtual office.
But you know, we spoke about that a few times where we said, like, yeah, trading gets lonely. And I think that's also the one thing with these streams and stuff is we're not sitting here, like we said, I can sit at home in a gown, look at my monitor, and it's just me. But I can sit here now, Chris, I can sit here, we can talk to you guys or because a lot of the time you're going to just sit around and wait. So it's kind of that company at the end of the day as well. But Chris, I don't know if just on your charts there, you just either want to show what, who was it that asked? Hebel, about how what are we talking about there with price action?
Where did he,
Because I was asking just, we were talking about if we pull out of a trade. So for example, like if you,
I know, like if
you look at G, like let's say there was a zone there or something.
Yeah, so let's say I was in GU and we get to this level here and we hit that level. So I know initially we're going to find some type of resistance. We're going to pull back. But let's say we penetrate that level again and then we fail to hold on the retest, but we actually come back and we break structure lower. Then I'll still maybe give it, like, say, another 5-minute candle. But if we come back again and we continuously rejecting that level, like, why would you hold? If price can't get through that level and you've given it some room to breathe, get out of the trade. Like, that trade is done. It's cooked. You've sat through it from Asia lows. No need to sacrifice 40 pips for 5 more pips. Forex freak, hola amigos, new viewer here. Thanks my brother, thanks for joining. Be sure to hit the like button. Guys, 230 viewers, only 121 likes as mentioned. Our daily wage is likes, so if you can run up the likes for us, I think we're going to get a trade here. That's the only way you can really support the channel, is by subscribing and by liking the video, as that helps the algorithm. Keegan hasn't said the safe word today, that's why we haven't hit 300 viewers. But if I go over to the viewer count, I just want to show you guys what I'm seeing here on the viewer chart. So we're making this type of double top structure right here, a lot of liquidity resting above the 200 viewer count, and I do feel like we're making higher lows on this. This could be like some type of symmetrical wedge. So as soon as Keegan says the word algorithm and audience only twice today, you're going to see a massive breakout to the upside, most probably tapping the 300 level very briefly. Equal X target from this 120. So yeah, 320 on deck today. Just looking at the viewer action that we're getting there. So Keegan, just twice, algorithm, audience, and you don't have to say it quickly.
Yeah. Algorithm, audience, algorithm, audience.
Oh shit.
And there we're going to see the spark. Just watch, guys.
Yeah, it's going for that 240 liquidity now, 237 viewers.
It's like cheat codes.
Yeah, Mr. Beast taught us that.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, there's that liquidity. We're gonna punch through that liquidity very shortly. 300 on deck. That's gonna make Mo very excited. Mo is becoming a YouTube professional. That man is looking at analytics. He's sending me ideas. He's not going to be happy up until we hit 100k subs. Gonna trade that viewer chart. Hensku, you can. We just analyze the viewers. But that 240 buy side liquidity, I think once we go above 240 today, you're going to see the algorithm just pushing us up. But we need to thank you guys for supporting the channel, for pitching up here. It's weird but true, all charts move in similar patterns, 100%. I want to salute you guys. Friday, you guys are still here, you guys are still grinding it out, and I respect that. You could have been anywhere else, you could be doing anything else, but you guys are here. You are the guys that are gonna make it, and I'm rooting for all of you. This is the graveyard shift. Fridays, lacquer guys, great to find some Sapphirs live trading with no hidden agendas. 100%, Sean. How often do you guys stream? Every day, Monday to Friday, 8:30 till after 11, even though it shows 11. And then 3 o'clock in the afternoon, GMT +2, Keegan on deck for NYSE, so be sure to check that out as well. But we stream every single day. Guys, we never tested Asia lows. I'm considering potential buys here because we haven't taken Asia highs. We haven't tested the daily pivot. Only thing though is we're trading up against this 5-minute 200 EMA, which is a dynamic support and resistance for me. So the buy side of it is not yeah, I can't. Did I get disabled on Instagram again? Okay. When I just come and take my phone, it's usually I've been disabled or something. Yeah, I honestly cannot buy. Keegs, are you looking at anything?
At this point in time, not really. Like I said, I wanted GJ, but that, yeah, looking like it's a runner. And GU, thing is, for me, GU's just contradicting me at the moment. I do see dollar strength coming in, so that's the only thing I really do want to buy GU, but I just don't know with dollar.
My thing is, I wanted to buy GU from here. I wanted that Asia retest because we've traded above it, but this can still literally from here do something like this. So that is why the closer I got it here, then this becomes our area of management, like that 5-minute EMA 200. And then once we start getting through that level there, then you can start managing your trade at the daily pivot. But I don't know, what are you guys trading? Let me know. Low key, good morning gents. Do you not trade DAX at Allo? I don't know, DAX German 30, we do analysis on it. Like we said, we're bearish on the day. Go check the analysis. YD 30 or German 30, we don't trade it, but I do analysis. I want to start trading it, but I'm still back testing it. I was waiting for the retest too. I noticed even my own trades, I'm waiting for the perfect setup rather than convincing myself that it's good enough. 100% minty. Market is here, gonna be here Monday, next week Tuesday. Keegan also says that why sacrifice your entry criteria, or why sacrifice your equity for not the perfect setup. Awesome.
Yo, Chris, actually, I forgot to mention to you. Did you see Don yesterday?
Oh, that 90 is a $90,000 loss.
86 or something like that. Now, you see, for me, I think we both love Don, but my problem is, I'm sorry, you can't be chipping away $3,000, $4,000 wins a day, but when you take a loss, you are holding till 90k. I'm sorry, it just doesn't make logic for me. Because like you said, he literally has thrown all his wins since the 17th of September down the drain.
Why is our groceries so expensive this month? Is it all the water? Yeah, look, Donna has done something amazing, but for me, mentally, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, it takes you 2 months to make the money, and then one trade, you gone. Literally 2 months.
Like we love him, but like, to me, it's just unacceptable. Like, the way he trades, it just doesn't make sense to me that you show that consistency to chip away. But when you take a loss, you throw 2 months down the drain.
But I think he's gonna maybe look into, weirdly enough, he hasn't been good on managing risk, if I'm honest. He's never like tried to minimize his risk. It's always like, oh no guys, I cannot really manage my risk, I'm just gonna take the hit. But also very transparent, not the way, I wouldn't trade that way, to be honest. Going for 10 pips with a 90 pip stop. just psychologically, and it doesn't make sense. Gut be doing something right, lol, gut. You made it to 1 million. No, 100%, bro. Like I said, very few. I haven't even made $1 million on a trading account. So,
like, don't get us wrong. We, like I said, Chris, I know Chris and myself, we love him. We big fanboys for him. But yeah, just that type of risk management, I just don't agree with that.
Let's rather call it positive criticism. No issue with the guy, honestly. Most probably one of the more genuine traders out there. No issue with it.
I think it's like SAHIL said, whether you've got the money or not. If I've got 3 million, 5 million rand account, for example, there's not a chance in hell I'm gonna hold to $1 million drawdown. Like, that's not gonna happen. I will cut my loss at like max 250k or something, just because of risk management.
I think it's the stream stress. You guys know better. What? You guys know better how hard it is to do this live in front. Technically for me, so this is how I think about it. When I trade live, it is not hard for me because I've got a process. I'm looking for the same thing. If I was sitting alone and trading, I'm looking for the same thing. If I'm plugged into a camera and I'm trading live, nothing changes in terms of my process. So for me, it's almost like, let's say there's a carpenter doing his work, and now it's like when there's a camera and he's doing it for an audience, like, oh fuck, I forgot how to be a carpenter. That's the biggest bullshit that I've ever heard. Like, if there's a camera on a chef, he doesn't forget how to make food. Like, that's his job. He's been doing it. So if you're a real trader and you are trading, what changes if I'm trading live in front of an audience and me just trading on my own? There's no difference. The only time when there's a difference is when I'm scamming and I'm trying to hide stuff. But on a live stream, I can't hide. So if I can't trade, it's going to be very, very easy for you to spot and say, listen, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's saying this, he's doing that. But yeah, you don't all of a sudden forget how to trade.
Yeah, also just answering there in the chat. Actually, no, you've been answering that question for quite a while, bro. Andreas, 100% honesty, maybe Chris does, but I have no clue who JP Banks is.
I've never heard of JP Banks.
Yeah, I know CJ Bank, Bankroll, I know Raja Bank, but I have no clue who JP Banks is.
Of course there's a difference. I don't think there's a difference if you live. It's either you cannot trade, and the fact that there's an audience puts you off because you know you're going to get exposed. So you hiding behind a screen or hiding behind a mask, that is going to basically hide your insecurity of your inability to trade, or you can trade. But I can tell you now, anybody that can trade, if you plug them in to a trade and is looking at a trade, the fact that there's an audience doesn't change my perspective on what I want to do here. It's not like there's an audience and now all of a sudden, oh yeah guys, I want to jump into buys here. No. People follow your trade, so you only look for quality setups. I only look for what I look for. I told you guys when I started the streams, the stream is not for the audience. As much as we do this for you, the streams is to keep me accountable.
Chris, and I'm sorry, I'm cutting you short there. 300 people, chat. 300.
Friday. What did I tell you guys when we analyzed this chart? I said there was a lot of liquidity here above the 240, creating high lows. And Keegan said algorithm audience twice. that triggered. You guys think we're joking? When Mr. Beast told us, we said, look, we want to grow this into the biggest stream. What did Keegan, what did Mr. Beast say? The 2 keywords for the algorithm?
Guys, you just gotta say algorithm, audience. And that's it. That is as simple as it is.
Keeg's been backtesting 4-hour key levels. My strategy to add as a confluence, and fuck my life, does it give me so much less brain work.
I'm so glad to hear that, my man.
Do you think JP markets will ever come back? They are back, brother. I don't know if you... I don't think they've opened up for deposits yet, but JP markets is back. I'm having an interview with Justin Paulson, most probably before the end of the year. We're gonna do a full-on podcast. I asked him to do like a really in-person, in-depth, going through everything. Guys don't realize what the guy went through. Some of you don't even realize when that FSCA case was ongoing, all of the banks closed his personal account, his wife's accounts. Like, nobody wanted to do business with him. He couldn't even have a personal account with him. The guy went through some hectic stuff, but we're going to talk about that in our podcast. So I'm specifically going to fly up to Cape Town. We're going to organize, it's going to be a very high quality podcast with him. People follow your trade, so you only look for quality setups, correct? So people say you are a good trader. So people say, I don't know what people say. I just pitch up every day. I try and give my best to you guys. I try and take the best setups as I can, and I try and follow my plan. That is all I'm trying to do. What is your opinion on CJ Bankroll? I honestly don't have an opinion. I haven't seen his stuff. I haven't had good feedback from him, to be honest. Guys that were in his group, the one guy that's actually on stream here today said it was a train wreck this month on his signals. That was a breakout to the upside on the viewer graph. Alda, I told you that liquidity, I said 325. I think we peaked at 325. You guys think I'm joking? Go back on the stream. Keeks, what did I say? Check where the viewer count peaked.
Yeah, we were gonna get that spark.
I said 325. There was the breakout. You guys didn't believe me, but if you start doing giveaways, people will be packed here, lol. Forex Freak, 1st of November, the giveaways are gonna start. We've already given away quite a bit
I think we actually did, I think, what, like 3 giveaways this week already or something.
Yeah, and last week we did like 10. This algo trick is adding on the positive work you're doing out of love. Thanks, Tina Satini. We're gonna still start that drink. Either gonna be a tequila or it's gonna be some type of spritzer called the Tina Satini. Friday giveaway. I'll tell you what, Neo, next Friday we'll do a giveaway. We're just here to get the apple, and we do, that's what matters, 100%. I'm just waiting for that retest. I'm not done. We're gonna get that retest. We're gonna get a win here for you guys. Thanks, guys. Last question. What's your opinion on Marco Grassini?
Again, I have no clue that is either.
No, I know what it is. Yes, dude, I don't know. So Marco Grassini, I haven't seen his work. I don't follow the guy. So I know what's the name, Rydal Fix talked about him, but I honestly, I cannot give an opinion if I don't have like something to go on. Like, I can't badmouth somebody if I've got no grounds for it. If I've seen evidence or see somebody doing shady shit and I know for sure, then I can say, look, this or that. But yeah, I think do your own homework. If you're asking the question, it seems like it could be shady, because if somebody usually asks what's the opinion on this guy, you haven't been able to form your own opinion on the person. Do you guys trade gold only or only Nas? And we trade everything that's on the stream list here. Everything that's on here, that's what we trade except the XY. That's not a tradable instrument. That is purely just for correlations and for bias. Hey guys, wasn't sure if you see my last question. Great insights, by the way. Bro, the pull-out guy, I think you need to figure that out for yourself. We've already given our view on it. Broke resistance going to retest support now. Could be CF. My bad, I'm new here. Can you tell me the pairs you guys trade in general? Yeah, as mentioned, these are the pairs. Maybe screenshot it quickly, but that's the pairs we trade.
Yeah, I'd say there's about like 6 pairs we trade, and then as I mentioned, for guys that come over to New York session with me, I purely only focus on gold, US30 and Nas during New York.
You guys see why I didn't want to take Euro USD? I told you that pivot is untested, so that is why I did not buy Asia highs. Okay, I'm done asking the pull-out questions. Let us know how the pull-out game goes. What would your condition be for the trade you're about to enter? Alright, Liam, if you go onto our Discord channel, link is in the description of this video, and you go to the education section. I've basically given you guys my entire playbook of what I am looking for. So for GU, what I'm looking for, I'm gonna open this up quickly in the browser. These are all of my entry criteria shared on my Discord. So for GU, I'm looking for a reversal buy. So any type of test on the Asia lows. I'm not looking for engulfing. I don't like that. I'm looking for either this or I'm looking for this. Why is it a reversal buy? Because due to the fact that we have now broken structure to the downside, it's not a continuation trade anymore. We would need to see some type of reversal from that level. So that is what I'm waiting for. I'm either waiting for some type of resistance to be formed here, a bullish push, a push down like that, where it's creating bearish order flow, and then a shift. And then once we break that, that is when I will enter. Otherwise, we are still technically bearish on the day. However, all of my criteria has not been met, and we have already taken Asia lows. I know on Fridays we can trade into the opposite range of the week, and we still haven't tested Asia highs. We still haven't tested the daily pivot, and that is why I'm leaning towards a potential push to that level right there. Also, while we broke out here, what did I tell you guys? I do not want to enter here because the 200 EMA on the 5-minute acts as a dynamic support and resistance level. So entering right there would be silly because there's no probability for me to manage my trade. I said we also haven't tested Asia lows as of yet. We broke through Asia lows. This was the first break back inside of the Asia range without a retest of the low. So again, I mentioned we can push up here and go back on the stream. This is not hindsight. I said we can still do something like this. Go back on the stream, rewatch it. I said we can still break below, so I'm waiting for that retest. What is your channel name for New York? Same channel. It's just Keegan steering the wheel. Isn't Marku the guy who claims he created SMC? I don't know. these South African traders would claim to have created a lot of things. Okay, I'm running. Have you implemented some ICT concepts in your strategy? I have KS trading. This Asia range is from ICT. My concept of Tuesday creating the high or the low of the week is ICT. The OHL concept for me, open high low close, is from ICT. So that is most probably the only thing I trade from ICT. What is your same channel, Forex Freak? We'll post the link for this afternoon as soon as we're done. Chris has his strategy in the Discord. It's pinned in the chat, so please join to learn. GU was short. Alright, Anton. This channel has taught me patience. Yeah, biggest killer in trading. We've talked about it, patience. And guys, we are just like all of you. We want to be in trades. Like, don't think we sit here. Like, as the more mature you become as a trader, the better you are at managing those emotions. But believe me, ask Keegan. I've sat, when was it, Keegan, that 1 week where I didn't take a trade for like 3 days, and I told you, like, fuck, I just feel like I want to take a trade to get into something. Was it?
Yeah, guys, I promise you, not even that. We've had how many days, like, when we leave the office, so we finish our proppers for when we leave. Chris will be there. If he knows he's watching, he's going, like, he's waiting. The trade's gonna happen, he's waiting. We'll leave here like sometimes late, 5, 5, and when you drive past the office, you can see Chris still sitting in his chair at his desk because he's waiting for that trade. So there's at times, like, when he knows it's there, like, you're gonna sit, but you gotta be patient and wait for that entry.
Chris, you are probably the most chilled person I've ever come across, lol. Yeah. I think I'm so chilled because before I say anything, I repeat it in my mind. I first have the conversation in my mind and then I speak it. What trades are you currently looking out for? I'm looking for GU. As mentioned, if we get some type of reversal set up here, anything like some type of like this structure here. So if we can do something like this, we break back below, and then the next candle, strong bullish candle, I will execute. So either something like that, or the other case is we create apologies. The other one is we either create some type of like double bottom here and then break structure, but this current 5 minute no bottom wick, so likely could still flip bearish, come down. What is your thoughts about trading with robots? They don't work. They'll work for some time, but don't waste your time or money. Nashi, I promise you, either myself and Jay Frohnman went for lunch yesterday. We talked about bots, and I said I've spent maybe, like, I haven't spent that much. I think like 100k, 150k on bots. Don't even go down that rabbit hole. You're gonna just waste your time, energy, and money. Do you have set conditions for entries and stop loss? Do you only look for those candle patterns, or are there other? Liam, so I look for my levels. I trade the pivots, 5 minute time frame. You'll always see me on the 5. I do my top down analysis weekly, daily, and then the 5 minute. You'll also see in the Discord I've set out, I wouldn't necessarily say it's just a trade plan, but also in the education section right here on top, that trading plan lines out my ideal setups. But one of the things we also spoke about it yesterday is when I went through ICT stuff the first time in 2016, I think. No, I think it was before that, 2015. ICT stuff was not as nicely put out in terms of this is the market maker series, this is the 2021 entry model. Everything was all over the place, so it was difficult to put one and one together. It's just that information there before it was in playlists. And then later on, I think 3-4 years ago, I went through it again. 3 years ago. And everything that ICT talks about is regarding the Asia high and low. Like his entire system is basically almost developed around a lot of emphasis around the Asia highs and lows. And I thought, shit, if this guy is putting so much emphasis on the Asia high and low, like forget the rest. I want to see how I can potentially use the Asia high and low in my strategy. And that is when I saw, for instance, if you get a fake out below the Asia range and it then holds the Asia lows, very likely it will go to Asia highs. That is also where I've seen, let's say pre-market, the market trades significantly above Asia highs. That first retest usually will give you a nice solid bounce to retest session highs. So traded some of his other stuff, didn't really find success, but once I started implementing this, very simple, Asia highs, Asia lows, that is when things really started picking up. Whose bots did you buy? Nobody. I bought a lot of bots. Don't even ask me about that. Do you have any target goals? No, I trade what is present, low key. That is the thing where traders make the mistake trying to chase a target. All I'm thinking about if I haven't entered a trade is where do I take my trade? What trades meet my entry criteria? Once I've done that, the second thing I focus on is, let's say for instance I take a long here. Once I've entered the trade, first part of my day is done. Now it's about how do I manage this trade. Firstly, I'm always thinking about what is price doing to show me that it is not going to go in my favor, and how can I minimize, instead of taking a 15 pip loss, how can I take only a 3 pip loss. And then after that, the third thing I worry about is when do I move stops to break even, because I still want to give my trade enough room to breathe. And then the other thing is when do I take profit. Most of you know 1-to-1s, maybe a 1-to-1.5 in and out, and I'm done. So never used the Asian high low, but it's a big part of my trading. Still wouldn't use a lot of RCT. Yeah, I'm not. The other stuff on RCT, any trades taken today? No trades. Are you guys gonna go to the FX summit next year in Dubai? I don't think so. Maybe not. Are you talking about the broker summit or the which FX summit? All I know is we're going to Silverstone next year. And we're gonna live in a tent in Nick the Pound Trader's yard. Gigs, I must actually phone Nick. Do you have like a small tent that we can fly with?
No, but we actually have people in the UK, so we can get a tent there.
We'll be tenting. I don't know if Nick is still on. G looking sells, doesn't it? You can sell. I'm not gonna try and sell it. I'm literally waiting for potential reversal here. Reason why I'm not wanting to sell it is we bounced off this institutional level. And what's the next institutional level? Oh yeah, that's the other one from RCT I used, the institutional levels. The next institutional level is the 20. So if we can get back above the 20, which is also the Asia lows, then I'm more than happy to try and take this long. Otherwise, if it moves down, issue is my accumulation distribution is not below the 200. So, but feel free to short it. It can work if it's part of your trading plan. 100% execute on it. I'm literally just waiting for my setup right here to 120. Yeah, no sells for me too close to 100. Been a good week, so I don't ruin it unless a triple A setup for me. Oh yeah, Nick is here. Nick, tents, I don't know, is there space for us to pop up our tents for Silverstone? How did you change your psychology, Liam? If you've been hit in the mouth 50 to 100 times at one stage, you are like, I need to change something. That's how I change your psychology. Can you explain what institutional levels mean and how does that level come to be marked out? It's just like round numbers, to 100, to 120, half round, to 150, to 180, and then the next round number. I don't know where the term institutional levels came into. I think some guys said like the algos pick it up. I don't know, but I've seen reaction of them. So you can call it a key level, institutional level. How do you manage yourself to take the best entries? That is just discipline, Liam. That is something you develop. Chris, are you guys going to watch the F1 at Silverstone? Neil, we are. Let me know if you want to come with. We've got a place. Silverstone is 100 miles from me, but happy to meet up. Yeah, so we're going to stay in tents and then we still have to travel 160 kilometers. Kings, I think we camp out at the track. Neil, let me know. Silverstone.
So we at this rate, we're just going to tent outside Silverstone.
Where did you guys? We haven't bought any tickets. Don't tell me it's sold out already, please. AB, Adrian Burt in the house. Good morning, bro. Or psychological levels, yeah. Come to the Dutch GP. Bro, you know,
that is the last place I will go.
That is like, you'll need to pay us to go there. Airbnb around the world, make as much deal. I'm 1 hour away. Let's chat. Maybe I'll join you guys. Why not go somewhere hot? Nick, we mentioned it. Like Silverstone is like the pinnacle of motorsport. So it's not necessarily even about the weather. It's about the track, the heritage of Silverstone. Chris Market, full margin today. Full margin Fridays. I'm playing them account for real, no lies. I don't get it. Why I have good runs then I just lose it somewhere. Bad risk management, Liam. Like I said, if you've lost enough times in your trading journey at one stage, you just get to the point where you're like, fuck it, I need to change something. Something needs to change. But up until you are not critical with yourself, nothing's going to change. Monaco, Dubai, no, we want Silverstone. After Silverstone, oh yeah, Neil is most a big Max Verstappen fan. How do you define a weekly and daily bias, moving averages, high lows? Stuff I've talked so much. Join the streams, go to the start of the streams, you'll see how I determine it. Go back to Monday's stream where I lay out the weekly analysis and you'll see exactly how I trade. It's only us English that don't like England, maybe the Scottish too and the Irish. The FX Summit is like an annual event, usually held in Miami, but next year it's in Dubai. I know it's held by people that I don't necessarily agree with, so no. If it's similar to the one that was the FX Summit that was in Miami, not interested. If it's the IFX Summit maybe, but not that one. How long have you been trading for? Going on 9 years, David. We should have a call later if you're free. Yeah, we should. What would you recommend for a trade like myself that's blowing accounts right and want to focus on what to change to be consistent? Liam, I think it's an ego thing, because if you are doing the same thing over and over and you don't want to change, so firstly deal with your ego. And I'm putting this in a very, like, when I say that, I preach to myself as well. Your ego is the thing blocking you, because you don't want to accept the fact that you are doing the wrong thing, and you still do it again because you think you're gonna get a different result. Definition of insanity. So work on the ego. Once you've got your ego under control, the rest will take care of itself. Do you take Asian highs and lows from the body or wicks? Bodies, flex, always the body. The wicks actually mean nothing to me. It's about the body, because that's where price closed and that's where it's opened. Like, even if it had a wick like this, that wick means nothing for me. It's where price actually closed. Alright, so beautiful. 5-minute candle like this, just need a bottom wick on this, and as soon as we get that break to the upside, I will be looking for longs. This is exactly what I showed you guys, what I share in the Discord. I told you guys either one of these two setups, so I'm going to copy it. You see that one there? I'll snip it for you guys, and that is the setup that I'm looking for. As soon as we get it, I execute on it. I don't think twice about it. That is my plan. I told you guys beforehand, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not overthinking it. I'm not thinking about what if that, what if this. I literally just execute. So let's copy that. Go back on the stream. I said either one of the two, either double bottom or that. So brilliant. How many pips is Keegan up? I don't know.
I'm not in, guys. Don't you worry.
That will help us in your chat improve. I don't know, my brother, you were talking about risk management and blowing accounts, so it's due to risk management. So when to enter. What books did you read? I read a lot of books. I'll maybe post a book list. Learn me how to trade, bro. Please join the live streams every day, Simon. We execute live, we trade live, so be sure to join. You'll learn. Join the Discord link as well. Always wait for 5-minute candle close before enter. Correct flex, because you can enter here and in the last minute that 5-minute can completely flip. It's got no bottom wick. I don't mind the no bottom wick, but if there's no bottom wick at any stage, this 5-minute candle can literally flip and even do something like that. That's why you wait for the close, because while that candle is open, it has not held that level that we were talking about. Where in Discord can I find these examples which you showed before? Education section, and then also stream trade journal every single trade we have taken, not every, like the last 2 weeks. We only implemented it about 2 weeks ago, but you can go on the streams as well. All of our streams since we started, we have a wick in 15 minutes. I'm just saying this is the last 5 minutes before the hourly closes, so it becomes a little bit tricky. One minute. Keeks, you looking at anything, brother?
Funny enough, I'm out of everything I've actually put my eyes on now, I'm actually looking at Nas.
I've been trading for 8 years, Thomas. If you were wondering, as I mentioned, this year would be the 9th. What lot size will you be taking when you enter your trades? I will be taking 5.2 lots. 22 seconds, guys. This is the last trade for me of the week. 15 seconds. I'm literally just gonna wait for a tiny little bottom wick. If this candle first pushes up when it closes, I'm not gonna enter, because then likely it's gonna come for that bottom wick that was not there. So I'm just letting you know, I want to see it first come down, and I will enter this with you guys. You see there, first up, no entry for me. I first want to see a bottom wick, and if it runs, it runs. I'm completely fine with that. First want to see a bottom wick being created, but I am more than happy to miss out on this if it runs. I like your background music. Where can I find such music? YouTube. It's huge, and only Forex. How about crypto? Did you try it? No, no crypto for me. You have ladies in trading teams. We don't have ladies. We're not looking for lady traders though. We're looking for OnlyFans to manage. We see the OnlyFans scene is popping off. We want to become OnlyFans managers. Let us know.
Grow the portfolio, guys. You heard from SAHIL, you have to have multiple sources of income.
We're happy to put some money behind that. Let us know. We've got the camera gears and everything. Also want to know what Keeks is seeing on Nas. I don't know. I know he's saying it's not trading, but I'm gonna walk out the office later, and when
I'm looking at it. If I get my entry, I'm taking it, but I'm not in it yet.
I'm gonna throw over to Keeks. Show the guys what you're looking at on Nas. Let me just go back here. I'm gonna throw over to
Just let me know when it's on.
Just move your price. Oh wait, sorry. Let's just change this. Just move your price like 1 mil to the right. Again, a little bit more, like maybe 5 mils. Okay, perfect. Right guys, Keeks on deck.
Hey guys, so what I'm looking for, it's not really long term. It actually can be a very nice long term trade, but that isn't the goal for now. What I'm looking for is when we go to the daily, you guys are going to see this here. And reason I'm looking at Nas, not US30, is price action is just a bit more cleaner here on Nas at the moment. So we've got quite a very respected weekly key level, as you guys can see over here. So we've had that break, we hold it, we actually came back above, and we had a nice push up. We've now come back down to retest this area again. With the dollar, as I mentioned, kind of long term, for guys that weren't in yesterday, my long term, I do see the dollar starting to go off now with the news that came out yesterday. So when I start looking at this, that means NAS is going to be having its comeback. So for me, when I look at this now, we have had this area, we've held it before, we've come down, we've retested. For me, this nice massive bearish, guys, that is a clear giveaway to have a nice big bullish push again. So the fact we are in this area, we are holding it. When you go down, you can keep seeing how we are starting to form. Chris, if I'm correct, obviously on higher time frames, but this actually is almost your entry criteria on a higher time frame.
That is a...
So you can see how everything slowly starts coming together. Now for me, guys, when I look at my EQs and stuff, our daily pivot and the EQ is above us, and that is both not being tested. So we have gone here, we set Asia lows, we tested Asia highs and lows, we broke Asia lows, and it pushed all the way back above and starting to find that support. So for me, looking at this time of the day, this is what a proper swing trade in my books. You're going to start looking to have this, and for me, just ride it up even to this previous daily lows, where in between works out perfectly of the pivot and the EQ. If we can start holding this area and go above, I definitely could see this being a longer term trade that you literally could hold if you want to, for the idea of 1500 again. So that is why I've just got my eyes here. This is a nice long-term trade, something you can put a low lot size on and just hold for a longer time period. And that's just why I've got my eyes on this. There's just a lot of things I've seen in the past which are making me very, very happy with this.
Huge pullback on the view account. Yeah, that was the liquidity grab to the upside. I told you guys. There was the liquidity grab, double top, and coming back into the range end of week. So making new highs on the week. And guys, have you seen the seasonal charts? It shows a massive rally for Dow towards the last third in October. Could be. Sorry, Kicks, just mute you. I don't know, it echoes back.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Alright guys, this hourly has closed. I'm gonna still, Kicks, I don't know if you want to jump off, but I'm gonna wait with you guys. So here's my thing. If we get a break above here, I will execute strong breaks above here. That's gonna be my last bullet. I'll maybe give it, say, 2 or 3 more 5-minute candles, and that will be the last bullet for me for the week. DXY currently at Asia lows, and I think as soon as we can break this Asia low structure there, we could get a flush to the downside, and that's gonna be
so
positive.
But yeah, then I am, guys, that like I said, I am looking at NAS, so that is my possible anything for the day for now. But I am gonna jump off so long then, get something to eat, just chill out a bit before I see you guys for New York session again later.
NYSE stream with Keegan at 3 today. I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer.
Anyway, yeah, cheers guys, see you later.
Cheers, Keeks. Let's quickly look at that seasonality chart. Ricochet Dow. So October, end of October, creating the low. Then November, December. Yeah, could be. Could very well be. I'm just letting you guys know I want a strong candle closure above here, something like that. Any weak bullish candle closures, not interested. What is the weekly pivot? The weekly pivot is your weekly equilibrium. You can see it as the neutral point for the week. So you're not bullish, you're not bearish. If price started a journey from 0, the pivot will be the 0 point. So whether it goes bearish or bullish, that pivot point is technically the start of the journey. What is the leverage you are currently trading? 1 to 100. 1 to 100 leverage is what I'm using. 1 minute. Can we get that break? Can we end the week off on a high? 1 minute to break this level. Let's see if we can get it. 10 pips away from the Asia lows. Let's see. 50 seconds. I needed to close above this 200. This playlist is very dramatic. We're still waiting for some playlist ideas. And most probably it's gonna get, they say it's copyright free. Alright guys, that's me for the session. Like I said, I don't want any weak bullish closures. DXY at the session lows, US30 as mentioned. Go back on the stream, I said potential pullbacks, but I'm not looking to buy it. Nasdaq as well, weekly S1. Go back to the start of the stream, go check it out. Pound yen, I was looking for something here off the Asia lows, didn't get it. UJ as mentioned, I'm not going to touch it up until we get above there. I do for some reason feel like if we get above there today and we can hold above it, I feel some type of capitulation move. It's going to be quite a dramatic move to the upside, so just be careful if you're trying to short that level. Gold, as mentioned, nothing for me. If you missed the move, trying to fade it, it could work. You could get your hands cut a little bit, but GU too late in the session for me. I'll monitor it. NYSE, if we are still trading close to these Asia lows at NYSE and we can start breaking structure to the upside, I will look for buys. And I will even look for buys potentially above the Asia highs once we get above the 2150 area. I'll share that in the Discord. I just have some errands to run this afternoon, but I will potentially be on the charts for the open. Euro USD, we wanted buys from here. We could still maybe get it, maybe a deeper pullback during NYSE. German 30, we shared our bias. I said hard luck selling it from here. Session lows, weekly lows, not too keen. And Euro JPY as mentioned, not necessarily a miss I would say, because I think we would have gotten clapped anyway if we entered here somewhere, but valid setup. Go to the start of the stream. Mentioned that was a very nice setup for the potential wick fill to the upside. But Chatadonia, another week in the books, and I just want to thank all of you guys for joining me this week. As mentioned, don't beat yourself down. I had a tough week. I am down on the week if I'm not mistaken. Let me just see. I think I'm down on the week 0.1% last week. Let's just see. Yeah, I'm down 0.1. It wasn't the easiest week for me. I followed my plan, however didn't get the result, and that is completely fine, guys. You come back next week, no reason to panic. Keep following your plan. And Keegan, 3 o'clock NYSE stream, Really appreciate all the support. Let's go Bokke 100%. And yeah, tap yourselves on the back. If you had a good week, you were better than me. I think you were better than most. I don't think it was the easiest week in the market, to be honest. Just looking at DXY on the daily, this thing has literally not gone anywhere the last 5 days. So if you take it from Friday, we are still in this box. So if you manage to grab some money, give yourself a pat on the back, and I will see you guys back on the decks on Monday. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the guys liking the stream, joining the Discord, and it has been absolutely an amazing journey to see how this channel is growing, how the community is growing, and I appreciate it. Have a great weekend, guys. We will see you guys this afternoon at 3. Just check very shortly. That link will go up for this afternoon NYSE session with Keegan.